there are conversations going on, so we will not have in-game sound tonight.
Well, so far, Cthulhu is winning. Because he pressed A first.
Cameron's asking who rolled the seed tonight. I rolled the seed tonight, so that could be anything from a wonderfully short seed to something that's going to have them jumping all over time and having to clear 80% of the game.
Anyone who knows my reputation, you're going to get a real kick out of this. My seed was deemed too easy.
Your seed was cleared in 3 checks.
And? I thought it was fine.
Well, tonight's race starts off with Chrono and Luca as our starting 2 characters. Chrono's kind of Luca is amazing. And already seeing a little bit of route divergence here. Moon Blizzard going in and checking some extra chests in the desert, trying to get some in-game items early, while Cthulhu, Beanie Weenie, and Cecil are all going store hunting and shopping, although Cecil seems to just be enjoying the birds above the fair.
And anybody in chat who was looking at that pile of channel points and thinking, ooh, I fancy having a little flutter on who's going to win this race? The prediction is live. Place your bets now. Will Team A, that is Cecil and Beanie Weenie, win? Or will Team B, consisting of Moon Blizzard and Cthulhu Crisis, win? Get your bets in. And enjoy it, because I'm not allowed to bet.
Oh, that means I am allowed to bet, but I looked at the spoiler log, so I guess I shouldn't.
Sadly, those with swords may not bet. Here's the rules.
Now we do see Beanie Weenie and Cthulhu both going and doing a quick check at the carpenter, getting the free set of tools that come, or would-be tools, free key item that comes out, and it looks like they're getting a broken sword for their troubles. Meanwhile, Moon Blizzard is finding out that information from his running partner and ignoring it completely and proceeding onward. Cecil appears to possibly be having some stream issues.
Yep, he has just bounced in and out of the Discord chat with his teammate. But they could just have a really good strategy. It is entirely possible. Looks like Cecil is going again, or was for a moment, and I think we
do not have stop motion streaming.
I think we've all been in a race situation where the control is just noped out, though.
Yeah. Do see that Beanie Weenie and Cthulhu have both headed into Hecarim's cave, looking for possible items there. Makes me wonder, I didn't see what tech Luca had learned. She'd be the only one who'd have powerful enough magic at the start.
I think what we witnessed from Cecil there was a bit of RNG manipulation. We can all agree that, right? So, Moon Blizzard taking the fairly standard, in my opinion, opening fight at the Medina shop. Good fight, gets you 5 levels on each character, and as long as the character isn't Magus, they will learn their first tech as well.
Yeah, poor Magus has to take so many more fights to learn his first tech.
It can be worth it when he does, though. He is one of the most versatile runners. So, Taco pointed out they both went tech run right away and left. I know a lot of the newer runners, especially, tend to do the first fight in Hecarim's cave if you're scared about dying to the Omnicron. Because it gets you a couple of levels on the table, just so you've got a bit more HP for this fight here.
That's an interesting strategy. I have not seen that one before. So gets them a little bit of extra protection, a little bit of extra damage, maybe.
Yeah, definitely seems to be having some technical difficulties on Team A, unfortunately. Hopefully they can get them resolved.
And we're seeing the desert check paid off for Moon and Cthulhu, as Moon went in, found the items, noticed there's an alloy blade there, and is able to tell Cthulhu, hey, go dip in the desert, go check this one chest, get a weapon for Chrono, and then nope out, and go pick up the rest of the run somewhere. So we got the Aeon blade on Chrono early that Beanie Weenie and Cecil won't have in their inventory, making those early fights just a little bit easier.
Indeed, and you never discount the quality of a good weapon and the amount of impact it will have on your run, especially for someone like Chrono, who's very physical based.
Yeah, Chrono is definitely one of the most item dependent characters in the run, or in the randomizer.
There are two different Chronos. There is Woodsword Chrono and Rainbow Chrono. And one of them deserves to be thrown in prison by King Guardia.
Well, it looks like Cecil's back up and running and has caught back up in the cathedral. So going to the cathedral will unlock a third character for completing the first fight. Sometimes you'll see runners go in, get the third character, and leave. But if you complete the cathedral, you will unlock a fourth character in the castle in 600 AD.
So, Joizal asking in the chat, how do the teams work? So, on the left-hand side we have one team, and on the right-hand side we have another. The two players on each team are talking to each other, hopefully sharing information, sharing tips, tricks, helping you... English is hard. Helping each other out and helping to get through the run as fast as possible. At the end, we'll take the 2 times from the 2 runners, average them out, and that will decide which team wins. So just because a runner finishes first, if they finish first at the expense of their teammate, that doesn't necessarily mean they win.
And it does mean, like we said earlier with Moon Blizzard and Cthulhu, they're able to tell each other, these chests are worth checking, these chests are worth ignoring. So that means whoever's coming in through an area second might be able to save a little bit of extra time.
Yeah, a lot of the randomizers have done their own variants of the 2v2 team runs. I know we did it in Worlds Collide a month or 2 ago now. Now we're seeing it here as well. It seemed like quite a popular option for this week, so it'll be nice to see how it turns out. Not sure how I feel about Cecil's naming choices here. Running with Earl as a character. We'll see how that works out.
Still looking for text. Looks like Luca may have learned Mega Bomb early. So having an early AoE tech will help you clear the early fights more quickly. Particularly in the cathedral, just about everything in here will take just massive damage to any sort of fire-based tech. I was saying in chat, they're saying it would be silly if one teammate went and fought Zeal, the other teammate went and fought Lavos. It would be crazy. It's not. There usually is a first route, and the first route is usually the best route. I have seen seeds where it would make sense to maybe split it up if you were running different characters, maybe. But you got go mode for both directions at the same time. Say behind the Prism Shard quest, giving you both items because of Moonstone shenanigans.
Or, for example, I had a run the other day where I got go mode via the Black Omen, but I was running out of checks anyway, and I knew that Palace access had to be behind, I think it was Retinite. And I decided that Retinite and Ocean Palace, because I'd already done Tyranno Lair, because I needed to go to Mount Woe. So I decided that Retinite and Ocean Palace was quicker than Death's Peak and Black Omen. So there are little decisions like that as well, maybe.
Alright, now we see Moon Blizzard running and checking Frog's hut to see who is
Was that a
stuck
gold
in
stud?
the hovel. That was
Sorry,
a gold
was that a
stud
gold
and
stud?
a robo.
That's disgusting. Why did I let you roll this seed? You're clearly making this too easy for our runners.
Because if we had used your seed, there'd be a runner in go mode already.
I mean, you're not wrong. Is that necessarily a bad thing, though, bearing in mind it's after midnight where I am? That would be interesting, Brocky. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, we see the OG trio. Moon is a big proponent of this, checking these small frogs outside of Frog's level because they seem to drop good items more often than not. And he's going back in. They must have dropped something that I missed because I didn't see a reason to fight it a second time.
I know I got a gold earrings from the frog once, and I think it was that seed that made Moon start checking them. Let's see how this works out. Hopefully a little ice too will show us what's being dropped. Looks like nothing.
No.
Maybe it's just for the XP.
Maybe it got a tech. He got Provoke off of it, so he can use Provoke on Dordero Mountain, maybe?
That sounds kind of pointless to me. Maybe there's a master plan at hand, but I'm not sure I see that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Do you see Beanie Weenie has noped out of the cathedral and has started climbing said mountain, while Cecil is finishing up the cathedral.
Well, I mean, why skip leg day if you don't have to? Alright, so, Talon of the Dragon. Discovering there is a Chrono Trigger randomizer. There is indeed. Welcome to Jets of Time. The ultimate goal is to win. Okay, so there are a couple of ways you can win. If you have the Z flag turned on, you can go to the Black Omen and defeat Zeal 2, the second Zeal fight. That gets you a nice credit sequence. Or you can do it the normal way and just beat up Lavos. However, you cannot just use the bucket to go to Lavos. So you have to work your way through to the Ocean Palace, at which point you can fight him with the bucket then. If you die, or just fight him in the Ocean Palace.
And to get access to either of those routes, you have to have a certain set of key items. The Ruby Knife, Dreamstone, and Gate Key will give you access to the Ocean Palace by going through Tyrannosaur and Prehistory. The Ruby Knife, Frog, and the Reforged Massive Moon gives you access to the Ocean Palace through Magus's Castle. And if you wanted to go through Zeal, you need the Pendant, the Clone, and the Chrono Trigger to do the vanilla climb up Death's Peak. But instead of resurrecting a not dead Chrono, you instead summon death and destruction upon your world, floating in the sky.
Indeed. So, looks like we have a Yakra fight, and there's going to be another Yakra fight in a moment, and another Yakra fight a moment after that. And
so 3 Yakra fights and 1 mountain climb.
Beanie bullying birds. Seems kind of fair, I suppose.
Yeah. I am surprised that Moon was in the cathedral, left the cathedral, saw Robo, and then decided to come back to cathedral. Normally, you would come back if you decided, oh, I need the character who's stuck in the castle, but the 2 characters you need typically for progression are Marl and Robo, and we know where Robo is now.
I do like that I'm seeing different paths from the runners already, though. You'll notice that Moon and Cecil, neither of them have gotten the bent sword. Obviously half of the Masamune, or Masamune, however you prefer to say it. I think Masamune is probably more accurate. Whereas Beanie and Cthulhu have both gone and gotten that. It is a free key item check over at Carpenter, so they could both have it quite easily.
But I think having one runner on each team go and check and realize that it's not a super important item means that Cecil and Moon can just hold off onto that unless they find the other half of the sword and decide they want to go through Magus's castle, at which point they can just go make that check later.
Yes, indeed. And as we see, Cecil has blasted 3 Yakra, Cthulhu not far behind him, and it looks like Moon Blizzard just finished up as well. So they'll all be heading up to Guardia Castle to find their 4th character. And it is everybody's favourite amphibian, Frog.
Hello, Frog.
Insert Procky emote here.
Yep, Rocky, we need you to spam the chat.
Frog, or as he was almost known by Cecil, A-Rog. Because why not?
And finding Frog here is kind of interesting because if you do complete the Masamune, then you're one step away from Go mode now that Frog's in your party.
But here's the thing, do you really want to go through Magus's castle?
Once you learn some of the skips and the fights you can run away from, it's not much longer than going through Torrential Lair.
Mate, my Magus's castle is getting better, but I still get messed up by that one room with the pitfalls. I just
true.
Can't.
The pitfalls is terrible.
I just can't. I am so bad at that. Alright, so Cecil going to take a look at Xena. Nope, okay. Cecil was going to take a look at Xenon Bridge and then decided better. Looks like Cthulhu will be taking a look at Xenon Bridge.
And if he saved before he went into here, and it turns out that it's a terrible item, he can just reset out and not have to complete the sequence. Because you'll see the key item, but as soon as you get it, you have to go fight 3 battles.
So one thing you're going to notice... Sorry, go on.
He's not going to reset out of that. That's the gate key to get access to prehistory and easy access to magic.
That is tasty. So one thing you'll notice, quite a lot happening on your screens, especially if you've never seen the randomizer or speedruns of Chrono Trigger. A lot of fights getting skipped that you may not normally see getting skipped. How important is that, do you think, Corinth?
I think as you get used to the randomizer, it becomes more important to figure out which fights you need, which fights you don't. In general, the randomizer has been set up in such a way that if you only take the fights you can't run from, you will be in a good enough spot to get to the end of the game, at which point you can then decide to fight to the higher level enemies to get more experience, more tech points faster than fighting these lowly enemies who give you like 100 experience, 5 tech points. Instead, you'll be getting thousands and 20 tech points at the same time. So skip as many fights as you can until you get towards the end and then figure out, okay, what level do I really want to be at to fight Lavos or Zeal?
So, Beanie Weenie coming up on the Masamune fight. Going to be very interesting to see what this yields and if doing this check so early was worth it.
I'll say the Masamune fight is one of the more difficult fights in the randomizer just because you tend to come here so early that it's very probable that he will be able to one-shot at least one character.
Yeah, Masa and Mune are kind of jerks. However, they do have Chrono, which means they do have the ability to neutralize those counterattacks when Masa and Mune get rather upset.
Yeah, you gotta be careful that you don't want to hit both of them at the same time because you'll get counterattacked twice, and the second counterattack will confuse the character, making them uncontrollable until they get smacked in the face.
Which you can probably tell is a bad.
Or until you kill the other one. That's actually really well done by Beanie Weenie.
So a little bit more on the premise for tonight's race. So what we've done here is we've put very experienced runners with some relatively newer racers to see, how they work together, how they gel together. Keep the teams fairly balanced. Arguably, one team has a slightly bigger advantage, in my opinion, because Team A has Rasta Cecil, who just happens to be the dev.
How long is a typical jet seed? For experienced runners, typical runs come around 2 to 2.5 hours, depending on how nice the seed is to you. First-time runners, I want to say most of them end up clocking about 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours on their first seed. And then once you kind of figure out, oh, this is how I check things and this is what unlocks what, that time drops very quickly.
Yeah, you really notice the drop-off so fast. I think it took 3 runs for me to get down to the 2.5 hour mark.
And we've started doing a better job of collecting all the notes, tips, tricks, guides, flowcharts, and everything to give to new players so that maybe that first experience isn't quite so overwhelming.
But now is a very hype time to be joining the Jets community because we have a little tournament going on, don't we?
Yes, over on the Speed Gaming channel and also showing up here on Randomania a couple of nights as well. We have a tournament going on, double elimination between about 14 different runners.
17.
And we're just finishing up the first round by the end of this week.
Yep, if you want to see a bit more of that, we do have a run here on Tuesday at 4 PM Eastern Time. That'll be between Zelfa, our tracker today, and Booze Wizard, a fairly well-known runner in the community. And then I'm getting my days right, yes. On Wednesday at 7 PM Eastern, we have the run you can see at the top left, Rush Cecil versus SP Ridley. Both of which I believe will be on Randomania 1 as it stands, so definitely come along and check those out.
And bad luck for Beanie Weenie. I didn't see quite what got the first 2 characters down, but did take a full party wipe. Is going to have to do the Masamune fight all over again. I did see one of the tornado blows come out and do over 250 damage to a character whose max HP at this point is less than 250 damage.
Yeah, you really hate to see it. It's unfortunate when it happens. Unfortunately, I think he may have come in here at a little bit too low of a level.
Yeah, it is a tough fight, even if you go the quote-unquote normal path, which would be go through Cathedral, go through Xenon Bridge, start climbing the mountain. If you skip any of that, I mean, you're missing a few levels, and there's no easy protection built in. If you manage to find a white vest, you're protected against 1 or 2 of the attacks, but most of it's just very hard physical attacks, and no one has any good armor yet.
Yeah, I mean, these days I've actually started leaving Denadoro as late as I can, just to get through it a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. I find that other checks usually have better fights for XP and tech point, or are quicker, or are just more convenient. For example, doing the desert if you have Ice 2 is a very good shout. Some of the checks in this can be very situational.
Yeah, because to clear desert, you have to have water. To clear Hecarim, you have to have access to some sort of magic damage. To clear Masamune, you kind of need some armor. And then as soon as you get either a gate key or a pendant, the whole world kind of opens up. So then it's like, well, do I do the normal beginner checks, or do I go ahead and jump ahead and take advantage of the better loot and the better experience?
Yep, and then it introduces things like, I could do Reptile Lair, but do I have a way to deal with Nizbel? Do I have lightning magic? Or a lot of healing? Or do I want to do the Guardian fight? Because fire magic isn't going to work on that. What else do I have? There's a whole lot of thinking, and for me at least, my first half an hour of the run is looking at shops and praying for armor with red in the name.
I was just saying, Moon Blizzard just completed the Masamune fight with Delta Force.
I use Delta Force.
We don't get to see that very often.
I used Delta Force for the first time ever in my tournament race this week, just for the swag points.
I will say all of the techs, especially the double and triple techs, have such good animations, even for the SNES era. But even today, I mean, I feel like some of it holds up to a lot of like the new hot indie games that are coming out that are supposedly trying to embrace that retro 16-bit feel. Chrono Trigger still holds up.
Alright, let's see. A ruby knife. Oh. Okay.
Well, if we have a gate key and we have a ruby knife, that means you need some Dreamstone to get in go mode, and anyone who wasn't climbing the mountain is about to go back.
Oh, Zelfa, our wonderful tracker of mystery and wonder. Where did Cecil get a prism shard from, and what did I miss? Ah, snail stop, okay. That's an interesting one to get, because that is potentially a very viable check. If you can tank Yakra 13's hit... Yeah, if you can tank Yakra 13's hits, he doesn't have much health.
And we see the co-op split paying off for Moon and Cthulhu. Cthulhu had done Xenon Bridge, knows that the gate key is there, and has gone on through to check out prehistory. Moon went and climbed the mountain, found out the ruby knife was there. Now he definitely wants that gate key. And even though they're trading picks back and forth, there's still going to be some good information sharing going on as they kind of sync back up to each other.
And of course, don't forget, the Ruby Knife and Gate Key alone are not enough for Go Mode. They will also need Dreamstone or the Bent Hill.
Yep, got some potential options.
And who knows, in the search for those items, they could end up finding the Chrono Trigger, the clone, and the pendant. Anything could happen.
That is one thing that I've really enjoyed about the randomizer, is that it is entirely possible. You are sitting and planning that you're going to go in one direction, and then lo and behold, you realize, oh, the game leads me in another direction, and it doesn't feel like it was forced upon you. It doesn't feel like it was preordained. There's enough randomness that it feels like you don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, one moment, I may have to ban Taco. Wishing Magus's castle on people, how could you?
Magus's castle isn't that bad.
It's pretty bad.
It has the best music, and it's technically not... Well, it doesn't have to be Magus's castle. It could be anyone's castle. It could even be someone in your party's castle.
You say it has the best magic. Magic? No. You say it has the best music. For a long time, Magus's castle doesn't have music.
Okay, that's fair. It has the best atmosphere.
Thankfully, Xuckun, nobody ever has to do Ozzy's Fort in one of these seeds, because there are no key items there. There are some in the community who have devised other categories, other flag sets, and other little challenge runs that involve doing weird things like Ozzy's Fort. I'm content to leave that to them.
It is certainly that is certainly an interesting run when you see them do the Medina Redeemed.
Though I am big in favour of making the final of the tournament an all bosses run.
I don't know necessarily about having it at the end of the tournament, but having that like as an exhibition or something would be really cool.
It would, and I know we will have another super secret exhibition not long after the tournament finishes. Because people have been hard at work on the next version of the randomizer. But it's all very hush hush hush, and we can't tell you any of the magical details just yet, but you'll enjoy it.
It gives you another reason to go to Ozzy's Fort.
Does it?
Yes. Unless you're thinking of a different version.
I may be thinking of a different version, I don't... Ah, well. We'll figure it out.
Cecil is taking the Prism Shard and is going to go watch the king be put on trial.
Yep, interesting play.
I still don't fully understand the point of being king if you can be put on trial by someone who is not king.
I feel like this is a topic we maybe should avoid.
Oh, that was not the intent. That was Ian's story. But yes, now that you say that, absolutely. Never mind.
Maybe we swerve that one for today.
Listen to future. Ignore me.
So, Beanie getting through Masaramune this time with the help of Antipode 2. Ah, the Antipode spells are so amazing. And, oof. Cecil failing at the snake dodge. That sucks when it happens. I've been there.
On the plus side, you can get some good items because for some reason they have a better drop pool than their cathedral counterparts.
Well, technically they are rare still, so... Because you can only fight them in this place, this version of them. Meanwhile, Cthulhu at Hekran. Another completely different check, should be good to see. Moon Blizzard looking like he's ready to head into the pass. And borrowing some cake from the... Or not borrowing some cake. What?
He's trying to borrow some cake.
I
have never seen that before. Do you not get to borrow cake if you...
No, I've never seen that before either.
I have never seen you not be able to get cake. Cake is awesome. Now, that said, getting the cake, if you're going to the end of time, is a waste of time because there's a bucket at the end of time that is faster than cake.
Yes. But not as delicious.
It's the only time you get to eat food. Otherwise, you go use an Enotron and you get healed up, but you still feel hungry.
I mean, you do get the jerky at some point in a lot of runs, but the game doesn't let you eat that because the game is mean.
Would you really want to eat jerky that's worth 10,000 gold?
You know what? If that jerky had the same quality as a Megalixir, yes. And every other bit of food in the game seems to have that quality, so let's go. 10,000 gold Megalixir? Yes, please.
Alright, everyone think magic really hard for Moon.
Meanwhile, Cthulhu getting past Hekran. Let's see if he gets the sock lock? No. The soft lock of justice? Nah, he's free. I swear I'm sober.
The sock lock.
Ooh, tools from Tabern. That's a big old no.
That's disappointing. Moon will not be going to run Hekran.
So I bet Cthulhu feels like a bit of a tool right now. Yeah. You're welcome, everybody. This is the top quality you get from watching our Randomania streams.
Alright, so I'm trying to think if Moon doesn't want to go run Hekran, his options of things that are still available are Reptite Layer.
And
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think it's just Reptite Layer.
Or he could get the Prism Shard and do the trial. I didn't see
Oh, that's true. The Prism Shard is out there.
I didn't see what Cecil got, and it doesn't appear to be marked on the tracker. Zelfa, help. Is the trial a worthwhile play? Oh, so it is. Bent Hilt. Ooh. Oh, that's a game changer. That's go mode.
If you get Bent Hilt, we know where the broken sword is. Technically, they have a go mode.
Yeah, Team A know where...
Go mode is known.
Team A know where it all is. The Ruby Knife, the Bent Sword, and the Bent Hilt. Good grief. And you said my seed was too fast? And
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
okay, it's a
it
bit
took
slow.
them 30 minutes,
True, true.
and they technically don't have it yet.
Meanwhile, Team B do not have that information because nobody's attempted the trial yet. I'm not even sure where Moon Blizzard is. I haven't seen this screen in years.
Yeah, this is the jungle maze outside of Reptite Lair. Moon has started running a couple of extra places for extra chests, and this is one of them. He did pick up a white vest, which technically is helpful against Nizbel.
True. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Looks like we have Cthulhu picking up the Prism Shard. Maybe he's going to do the trial now. And Beanie's grabbing it too. Beanie clearly wasting zero time there, having been told where the hilt is, because he knows that this is his key to go mode as soon as he picks up Frog.
Yeah, he will have to go get Frog, which means he'll have to go clear Cathedral or go pick up the character. I'm not sure which.
Cathedral. I didn't even know you could not pick up the character.
Yeah, because if to get the Cathedral, the end Cathedral character, you do have to go up to the Queen's chambers to have them appear.
Huh, I've never tried to run out of the castle before getting the character, so I wouldn't know. Beanie, what you doing?
Maybe going to talk to the king to store... Oh, he's talking to the king to store the Prism Shard so he can go to 600 AD, because he has not done Xenon Bridge, which means that he will find the king in his chambers ill.
Aha. Okay.
Oh, see, Cecil may be getting a party wipe on Yakra 13 as the final attack on Luca comes in.
Oh no.
So he defeats Yakra and dies.
Huh.
And I don't remember if that causes you to lose the fight or not. Apparently the answer is yes.
It looked like the answer was soft lock. Soft lock or rapid reset, one of the two.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's a lot of time.
Oh, he's having to go back to even store the...
Oh no, he had stored it. I think he just hadn't saved before going to 1000.
Meanwhile, Moon Blizzard is working his way through Reptite Lair. Appears not to have gotten the Miracle Dig. In a room prior to the one he's in, there are 4 monsters. I want to call them termites. They're not actually termites, but
Evil
they dig
weevils.
holes. That's it. And they dig holes, and if they dig them in the lower half of the screen, you can get access to a secret chamber that has a lot of high-end items in it. But it's kind of random whether or not they're going to dig the hole in the right spot.
I feel like Cecil may have taken a wrong turning because Prism Shot Check isn't here.
Yeah? I'm not sure what he's looking for.
And he doesn't have the Masamune yet.
He could be looking for gear. Zelfer is right. His team should be powerful enough to take on Yakra 13 if he is judicious with his use of tonics.
It would be more capable if he was using Marl with Antipode 2, but yeah, it should be capable of handling it. Oh, and he has to use Marl for the castle anyway.
Marl would have to be in there, so... I don't know. I'm kind of curious where he's going.
So, Moonblitz is going into the Nizbel fight as Cthulhu's about to find out that he is a ruby knife away from go mode.
And Moon knows where the ruby knife is, so that information could be shared and give us a go mode.
Yep, both teams now have all of the pieces of the puzzle. Just a case of who can put them together first. I do think we may see some of the runners on the bottom of the screen struggle a little with the end game here, because they're getting go mode at quite an early time. What do you think?
Yeah, I've seen Cthulhu do a fairly early end game before in one of his other streams, and he struggled with it but was able to make it through. I have not seen Beanie Weenie in an early go mode seed yet, so I don't know how he'll tackle that. But having an early go mode is rough, but at least you're going to be going through Ocean Palace. In Ocean Palace, there is a room with some very relatively easy grinding for high levels of experience, tech points, and you can sit there and grind and still have easy access to healing, easy access to shops. And so there is a way to get all the stats you need to be able to finish the game.
Meanwhile, Beanie Weenie going to get a frog friend. Cecil working his way back through Guardia Castle. And Cthulhu, with Marl somehow surviving, yeeting herself through a stained glass window. Because
and
video
over
game
a judge's
logic.
chair, who mysteriously disappears into nothingness, no less. Beanie Weenie has picked up Frog, so he now needs the hilt for his go mode. Which means needing to go get the hilt from the Rainbow Shell quest.
So we're just over 40 minutes into the run, and with both teams having the pieces they need for go mode and the prediction being closed, do you want to hedge your bets here, Corinth? Which team do you think will clinch it?
I don't know. I would lean towards Moon and Cthulhu be able to get through it first, just because we've seen both Cecil and Beanie have some issues with some bosses already, and we haven't seen the same struggle for the B team. But I did just see Moon Blizzard pick up the pendant. It's possible they may decide they not want to go through Magus's castle. The pendant gives you access to the future and a whole bunch of other key items.
Okay, Eternal Lurker in chat asking about name corruption. What do you mean? Oh, that's not name corruption. That's just he pressed the wrong button a couple of times.
Yeah, he actually deleted the MAM Marl, but left spaces.
Yes.
There are some points where we actually do get quote-unquote name corruptions, where like the name of an item will be slightly off, or I had another example in my head, but a lot of times it's when an item appears. Xenon Bridge seems to be the source of a lot of them.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that.
They'll just be gibberish sword, and it's usually either a wood sword or a rainbow sword, and there's never been anything in between for me.
Of course, one of those is good and one of those is sucky.
Everyone likes to have wooden swords.
There's a joke in there that I'm sure is not appropriate for this channel. Moving swiftly on then.
Again, not my intent.
So we have a Yakra 13 fight on the screen. We're going to have another couple in the very near future, I feel, from Cecil and Beanie. Both heading up to the shard right now. Neck and neck almost.
Alright, does look like Cthulhu was able to survive the final attack, so he's made it through. Just as Team A are going to have synchronized Yakra fights.
Yeah. And Moon Blizzard, bringing up the rear, taking the scenic route via Nizbal. But he's getting there. Anyway, everybody, if you're enjoying the race tonight and all of this Jets of Time content, why not give our runners a little follow? At least 3 of the 4 regularly stream Jets of Time. I know Cecil doesn't stream it too much, but he does a lot of work on it, so he gets a pass.
And he streams a lot of other things too. He does a lot of I saw him doing Ogre Battle from the SNES.
Master of Magic, I've seen Final Fantasy Tactics. He does a lot of that tactical kind of game, which is actually really cool to watch.
Yeah.
And if you're some kind of weirdo, you're more than welcome to try and follow the stream team tonight. I know I stream a lot of Jets. Zelfa streams a lot of Jets, and also Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. And currently, you stream a lot of Jets, don't you?
Yeah, I stream Jets. I also have been playing Path of Exile. That new season starts up on Friday, so if there's any Path of Exile fans out there, come watch that.
It feels like it was only 3 or so months ago that there was a new season of that.
Yeah, I know. It's every 3 months, like clockwork. Looks like Moon was getting the stuff to go do his own Rainbow Shell quest, which suggests to me that he is planning on going through Magus' castle now.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer that it's the play to make. Looks like Cthulhu at some point picked up a Silver Stud. Very tasty. Those who don't know, Silver Stud halves your MP usage, which when you have expensive techs like, I don't know, Flare or Confuse or Triple Kick, very useful.
Alright, Cthulhu is going to go reforge the Masamune, but doesn't have the Ruby Knife yet. May just be because he's here in 1000 AD, he can go ahead and get it done. Because Ruby Knife dropped off of the Masamune fight, right?
I believe so, yes.
So Cthulhu's going to have to go climb a mountain. Moon will have go mode as soon as he gets to the Rainbow Shell.
And the Carpenter.
And the Carpenter, yes. Cecil will need to go visit the Carpenter, climb a mountain, and Beanie Weenie just has to finish the fight.
Yep, and of course he has to go and cut a different mountain in half. Because video game.
I will admit, I was very disappointed playing vanilla Chrono Trigger. We see Frog, he gets this awesome sword, he ends up cutting a mountain in half, and then he kind of falls off the metaphorical cliff.
Yeah, turns out that sword kind of sucky. It's useful in the Magus fight, and that's it.
Yeah, you replace it with other swords. Like, this was supposed to be the sword of all swords, and then it gets replaced. Later it gets upgraded and such, and that's kind of cool, but...
I'm sure it's still not his best weapon, though.
It's debatably his best weapon. It's his best attacking weapon, but you don't want Frog to attack things.
No, Frog is a heal bot.
And there is a sword that gives him better heals.
Wait, really?
Yeah, the Rune Blade gives +4 to magic, and so +4 magic is like having 4 speed tabs for heals. Or not speed tabs, magic tabs for heals.
Oh, I like the sound of that. I'll keep my eyes open for that in future. Anyway, Cecil gets through Yakra 13. Somehow. Mal clinging on to life. The Soul Survivor, which is weird because whenever I fight this, Mal is always on the ground. I don't know whether it's something in Yakra 13's AI or not, but Mal always gets hit with the first chaos.
I don't know. That would be very interesting if it was hard-coded in, but I've I've not noticed it because, Marl's been chaosed. Oh no, the person with the least attack power in the game is going to auto-attack me.
Weast, huh? Are you sticking with that?
Yes, the least attack power.
Nice.
Weakest attack power.
On the one hand, yeah. On the other hand, she's kind of required for Antpode. Taka Cthulhu does not yet have the Ruby Knife. It may be that Cthulhu is planning to take on Magus' castle before doing Dendromantin, just so that that fight with Masaramune is a breeze. Not sure I'd make that play, because I'd rather have the extra levels for Magus rather than Master and Moon, but, you know, you do you.
Alright, it does look like everyone has made it through the Yakra fight.
And apologies to those in chat for random window sounds, my headset was dying. And I forgot to turn my system sounds off.
Cecil appears to be doing some shopping. Maybe looking for a weapon.
Yep, so for those
buying shelters.
Those new to the randomizer or looking to pick it up, a Melchior shop at the 1000 AD Millennial Fair will always have a mid to high, I'd say, tier weapon for Mal, Luca, Chrono, Robo, and Frog. He will also always have shelters and revives, which you'll notice are much more expensive in the randomizer than in vanilla. However, he does not stock weapons for Magus, and he doesn't stock weapons for Ayla because I'm pretty sure that would be a crime.
Yeah, Ayla doesn't need a weapon, and Magus, he only has, I think, 3 weapons in the entire game, and his first one is better than most everyone else's mid-game gear.
Can you imagine walking up to Melchior and he's just got a rack full of fists? That's a terrifying prospect. Ooh, Cthulhu finding a crisis arm. Is Robo coming out to play?
I mean, it's getting equipped. That would be an interesting run. I mean, it's really, do you want Robo with Crisis Arm or Chrono with whatever swords have been found? Because Frog with Masamune is not really worth discussing.
Frog with Masamune is not worth discussing. Frog with Heal.
I wonder if they've already spent their magic tabs. Because if you throw enough magic tabs on Robo, his heal beam will get better.
Better, yes. Better than Heal, no.
No, not better than heal, but better than a Lapis.
And let's not forget that Frog also comes with Cure 2, which can heal statuses in a pin. Choco asking where the Crisis Arm was. I believe it was one of the treasures in Magus' castle. Or he got it a long time ago and just decided to switch to Robo. Thank you, Zalfa.
Out since it's in Slash's room.
My man. See, I knew it was a good idea inviting Zalfa to track tonight.
Oh, absolutely. With 4 screens to watch, it's hard to keep track of where everything is at all times.
Very much. Oh, Cecil nailing that skip. I really struggle with the one on this screen. The river.
Yeah, that is the quickest pathing I have seen for that skip. There's 2 other pathings that work, but that one was fast.
If you modified Chrono Trigger to give Ayla monk-style claws, would it really be Chrono Trigger anymore? That's the question. Oh, this is interesting. Moon Blizzard is going to the Dactyl nest.
Yes. What?
Question marks in chat.
I mean, could be looking for Ayla to have triple kick, but you've got Robo with Crisis Arm.
You've got Luca and Marl with Antipode 3 eventually, and Chrono with Confuse.
Yeah, I mean, Marl and Luca cover your magic damage easily. And then Chrono with Confuse, Robo with Uzi Fist, either one of them is going to do enough damage to cover your physical damage needs, particularly if Robo has Crisis Arm. I don't know why you would need Ayla. And the other option is Magus, and
if Magus is up here, this is a big oof.
I mean, I know Moon really, really likes the all magic seed, and it would provide for interesting strategies in the Magus fight in Magus's castle.
Sorry, I'm stuck on the determination with which Moon's trying to get this skin. There's a point where it's quicker to take the fight, man. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I have not learned that particular skip yet. I am. I know he's trying to move like a pixel or two at a time. See, that one was quicker.
And the survey says it pays off. It's Ayla.
Ayla. Okay, so you have triple kick available, Dino Tails available for going through Ocean Palace, but I think Frog already has Frog Squash, so you didn't need that.
Maybe Moon's just representing girl power.
Could be. I wouldn't want to have Ayla in my party for the Magus fight, though.
No, that doesn't sound fun. I think the person I'd most want in my party for the Magus fight is, Magus.
Yeah.
Let's think. They've got... Yeah, because with Chrono, Marl, and Luca, they have all 4 elements covered. Between Chrono's lightning attack, Luca can do fire, Marl can do ice or water, and then they can combine to do shadow.
Yeah, so everything's covered there. With Ayla in your party, you're missing lightning.
If you remove Chrono, otherwise you're missing multiple elements.
Right. I mean, for the final fight, having Marl, Luca, Ayla can be really nice because getting through Lavos with triple kick and Antipode 3, I won't say it makes it child's play, but it certainly makes it pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, all I can think right now is, has anybody seen Moon vent recently? Because this place kind of sus. But as Taka rightly pointed out, let's see how it pays off. Looks like Cecil is going through Master and Moon to get the ruby knife. Beanie taking down Flea-ish.
Taking down a flea.
Yes. Must have really ticked him off.
We're gonna have to ask you to bug out of this room.
I was trying to think of another one, but it just wouldn't come.
So we have Slash being taken down by Cthulhu. Flea just being the most annoying fight. I won't say most annoying. One of the most annoying fights.
Do you ever get that moment where you're listening?
Going to desert.
Do you ever get that moment where you're listening to the soundtrack and I have no idea what this track is?
I don't have it pulled up to listen to, but I know there was an unused battle theme.
That would be this. It is supposedly called Battle 2, so... Okay, fair enough. So yeah, just to reiterate for people who maybe weren't here at the start, we're not using any of the audio from our runners tonight because they're all busily in Discord calls talking to each other. and it wouldn't be fair to broadcast that chatter onto Randomania. So we're just running with the original soundtrack.
Ooh, a very close fight for Cthulhu, just finishing up Slash, but Luca and Morrow both being knocked out in the middle of the fight. That is one tight fight there. But you get a save point out of it, so you can save and make sure you never have to do this fight again.
And don't worry about that bat that's following him around, everybody. I'm sure it's nothing ominous.
We need a Batman character.
We basically have one in Magus.
That's true.
You know, he wears dark colours and likes hiding in his cape, you know. So we're going to have a flea on both screens, probably in a moment.
Cecil, when he quickly gets rid of his.
Cecil grabbing the bent sword, which means as soon as he reforges the Master Marine, he is also in go mode. Which just leaves Cthulhu, so anybody who bet on Team B
without the knife.
Yeah, anyone who bet on Team B, how are you feeling right now?
All I can think is right now, by virtue of being able to go forward now, because you don't have to have the room enough to get through Magus's castle itself, he can go in, look at the Zeal shop for Moon so he can know how much money he needs, maybe? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there was some reasoning there somewhere, but I have no idea what it is.
The thing is here, and no disrespect to Cthulhu in saying this, because this is how the whole race is set up. Moon is the better runner, the more experienced runner. There's a very good chance Moon overtakes Cthulhu in here, so that's information true. Maybe not that much use. Meanwhile, it looks like Beanie... this isn't a forced encounter with an Omnichrome. Maybe a misstep or just some bad luck.
Yeah, just accidentally running into the back of him as you exit the room.
There are a lot of fights in Magus's castle that I accidentally, so I can't really judge.
Oh yeah. Supposedly there's 100 monsters in Magus's castle. I swear there's more than 100 and Ozzy just couldn't count.
Though the frequent flyer miles on my runs in Magus's castle go to those little save crystal thingies who I meet every single time.
Oh, at the bottom of the fall pits.
Yep. I've just had an interesting thought. Maybe Donatel's coming into play here. With some of the later fights in Magus's castle. Because you can knock yourself down to 1 HP quite quickly using the pendulum blades. Maybe there's a plan for that. And let's not forget, while Frog does have Frog Squash, Ayla has something he doesn't, and that's the ability to actually go first.
That is also true.
Ayla has the zoomies, and Frog does not.
So yeah, you just have Tailspin and also Dino Tail both. Tailspin ignores all defensive stats, although in the current version of the randomizer, its damage is either bugged or nerfed one. I believe it is on the chopping block for changes come the next version of the randomizer.
Maybe. Seriously, we have a whole lot of fun things planned for you. Definitely look out for that in, I'd say, a month or so, maybe. But I think when that does get released, there will be a big showcase race here. So keep your eyes peeled.
I know having Marl in my party, when I first started the randomizer, I didn't like having Marl in my party unless I had Luca because Antipode was good, but everything else Marl has is kind of almost worthless.
And then I'm guessing you
And
discovered haste.
Then I remembered about haste.
Yes.
And now
Haste
I want
is
Marl
good.
like every party.
Well, yeah, in my in my tournament race this week, I switched out a fairly developed Magus for a Marl who only had 3 techs and couldn't learn any more. Because she had haste and ice too, and I really didn't need anything else.
Yeah, one of the things about the randomizer, and also for Chrono Trigger in general, speed is king. Even though most runners run on wait mode, and usually a battle speed 2, having the extra speed just means you get to go first, you get your attacks out faster, you can run away easier, and it makes the fight against Lavos bearable.
Though, no matter how high my speed is, I still turn the battle speed down. What are your thoughts?
We see Cthulhu taking advantage of the ability to run away from fights in Magus's castle.
Yes. So, what are your thoughts on battle speed? Where do you normally play?
I typically play on 2. I have played on 1, and if I'm okay with battle speed 1 for 99% of the game. I don't like battle speed 1 for early Dodera Mountains, and I don't like battle speed 1 for early go modes, early Lavos fights. Everything else, it's doable. Battle speed 2 is consistent, though, and so I tend to stick on 2 just for the consistency's sake.
Yeah, I mean, I play most of the run on battle speed 2. I still slow it down a bit for the Lavos fights, because I'm still quite a new runner, and yeah, I still get my face rearranged quite regularly by Lavos. However, Zeal 2 I can do on battle speed 2 now with no problem, so that's something.
I will say, early on in the randomizer, I got other people were doing like community race challenges where like you had the crowd control, where viewers could control the race and like force no magic use and such. I couldn't do that at the time, so I got challenged and was forced to do battle speed 1 active for the entire game, and I managed to beat the seed. It took an extra 45 minutes, but I eventually beat it.
That doesn't sound like my idea of a fun time. Though, speaking of fun, every racer currently in Magus' castle.
And Cthulhu made it through the traps, and then decided to go find a hole anyway.
I guess you could say he fell for these enemies.
I think it's more he fell for the chests that are in here that have really good gear and an extra tab of some sort.
I had a Taban vest from that battle. Well, hello. It's not great armor.
It's a tab and suit, but
If you need... Oh, prism dress. Oh, hello.
Okay. Moon will now be taking the fall.
I think... Yeah. Moon's going for a drop. That's nice.
And we see studs and bandanas being shifted around, trying to make Marl be just a little bit faster.
Yep, fairly sensible. In a lot of situations, you want Marl and Luca to have roughly equivalent speed. And with Luca picking up that Taban vest, Marl needs a little bit of help.
Well, I am very impressed by Cthulhu right now. Being able to skip past the birds on the corner. I have never been able to make that corner cut the way he did. That is impressive to me.
And then the bird on the platform just decided, nope.
And yeah, I spoke too soon. He ended up getting caught by a bird. Unfortunate.
Yeah, you had to curse him, didn't you? couldn't
I'm trying
just
to make
leave
the
well
race be
enough
closer.
alone.
I'm trying to make the race be closer.
I'm sorry, did I just see an enemy use a lapis on Beanie's screen?
I think the sorcerers can do healing.
That's new.
Marl got knocked out.
And Luke is going to be following real soon. Oh no, there we go. The maid doing mage things.
Okay, made it out of that battle. Oh, no, anytime you get 6 enemies on the screen, it's always a little bit eerie having to deal with that many attacks coming in if you happen to get your attacks in the wrong order.
Especially if the 6 enemies on the screen are news.
Oh,
And
well,
you don't have the
fight.
damage. That turns into, okay, how good is the ATB on the guys who do 1 damage? But
Looks
we
like
love
the fight in the I don't even know what it's called. The chain elevator room are providing hyper ethers.
Yeah, that's pretty tasty. Of course, I don't see why anybody would need MP in this seed.
Yeah, and Cecil right now fighting Flea has Chrono. Was knocked unconscious, just being brought back up.
Yeah.
Flea's counterattacks are deadly.
He got knocked down, but he got up again. Well, they're never going to keep him down.
Oh, Luca and Chrono both at 50 HP or less on Cecil's screen as he defeats Flea and removes all drama.
I'm not sure how well that joke I just made is going to translate to other continents. I feel like it was a very British reference.
I was trying not to encourage it.
Nice. It does translate to other continents. This makes me happy. Wow. That's just insulting.
Insult is quick with the insult.
Yeah, that's just adding insult to injury.
Alright, so we're seeing... We've got 4 different teams, Max. So I just realized we have the OG trio for Beanie Weenie. We've replaced Marl with Frog for Cecil. Moon has replaced Chrono with Ayla. And Cthulhu has replaced Chrono with Robo. So yeah. I think this is proof that every character is completely viable. Because every character that's been found is in someone's party.
Though, it's quite telling that Moon, despite having future access, has not gotten Mega. Feels bad.
Yeah, well.
It's a real shame not getting Magus, because you can't say hi to the cat.
Oh, there's another cat you can go say hi to. Everyone go to Chrono's house, go pet the validation cat.
The run isn't valid if you have access to Ayla and Ayla isn't leading the party when you go into Enhasa. Because there's a beautiful glitch in there.
I don't think I've seen that one.
We might get to see it if Moon decides to do Enhasa, but basically, if Ayla, I think there's another character that does it as well, maybe Robo. If they're leading your party and you get to the scene where you see young Janus and his cat for the first time, they get stuck facing the right until you leave the room.
Huh.
So they're just sliding around. Which is the coolest little visual glitch.
Alright, looks like Cthulhu has just dealt with Ozzy. Moon Blizzard is approaching Ozzy, and Beanie Weenie and Cecil are starting their climbs up Magus's castle as well.
I'm not sure it's fair to say Cthulhu dealt with Ozzy. I think Gravity dealt with Ozzy.
Okay, they attack the chandeliers.
Yes. So, place your bets, chat. Who is going to be Magus today? Pick a character.
Yep. Maybe Magus is Magus, that way we actually get to see him.
Maybe. I'm hoping for Ayla because Ayla's ultimate attack is just the best. No, it's Robo.
I think that's Robo.
Ayla is the best thing to find here. Because you got all these wonderful characters with their nice elemental attacks you can protect against. And then Ayla comes along like, heck you and your elemental protection. I do what I want.
I throw rocks at you. Still, one nice thing about the randomizer, whoever is in Magus's castle is randomized, and their ultimate attack, which for Magus was dark matter when you played it in vanilla, is based on the character who is present. So Chrono has Luminaire, Marl gets Hexagon Mist, stole it from Zeal. I think Robo's might be Shock.
Possibly, and I know Ayla gets Energy Release, also stolen from... no, that's stolen from Mother Brain. Because why would the person from the distant past not steal a tech from the distant future?
I mean, Ayla is obviously the most powerful person in the game. She's able to summon giant dinosaur tails through time. Just by yelling.
I mean, the game can keep telling me that's a dinosaur tail. That is a tongue. No matter how you frame it, that is a tongue.
I will not be able to unsee that now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the trick with the quote-unquote Magus fight, any auto attack will cause him to counterattack with a magical element. You then have to attack him with that magical element to deal any significant damage. But of course, that means every time you attack him once, he counterattacks you twice. And you just have to hope that whatever damage type you need is something your party has a powerful source of.
If Robo has Shock yet.
He hasn't charged the final attack yet, and we may not see it because once he enters that casting a risky spell, it's just a mad dash for damage.
Friend, I meant the real Robo, not the fake pretender.
Oh, the real Robo, not the fake Robo.
The only source of lightning damage on Cthulhu's team.
Yes. Well, I mean, if it comes out as lightning damage, you just auto attack again and let it cycle.
Well, Moon Blizzard also taking down some chains.
I didn't see. One of the nice things about this fight is whatever the reward is, you get it 4 times. And it includes a lapis this time, so 4 free lapises for everyone.
And here's another good part, especially about coming through Magus's castle right now. Because Cthulhu is already fighting Robo. Moon knows. Equip your lightning absorbing stuff, just in case. Whether he does it or not remains to be seen.
Yeah. Also, for new runners, be aware that you can find out who the fight is against, and then before you go start the fight, you do have access to your menu, so you can swap over your gear. So if you see that, oh, it's Luca, you go swap over your fire gear. If it's Chrono, you go put on your lightning resist gear. You do get a chance to see it before the fight starts.
And we did for a moment see a white male get considered. There it goes onto Ayla. So it looks like that information is being used. Or maybe. Decisions.
looks like Moon was trying to decide, is it worth equipping a more damaging weapon that has a random status effect on it in the off chance that he gets confused and attacks his own party with it? Because I know he has suffered that in several different seeds where he'll equip a weapon that applies stop, get confused, and the entire party gets stopped.
Is it even possible to get confused in this fight?
I don't think so, but...
Oh, and as if on cue, the music is doing things. After a long time of people being in Magus's castle, we finally have Magus's castle theme playing.
Just in time for Cthulhu and Moon. They are... Well, Cthulhu's been in the fight. Moon is picking up the fight. Cecil and Beanie Weenie are 5 minutes behind him or so.
Do hope those viewing are enjoying the music, by the way. You get to hear some tracks that you've maybe not heard for a long time because they're from places that we never go.
And watching Moon screen, his tactic apparently is to use triple kick to deal damage and force the barrier change on Robo-Magus.
Yep, likely just waiting for, Shadow to come out and then dropping the almighty Antipode. Beanie is now up to the chains as well.
Getting his free lapises and is one chain away from going to fight Robo-Magus. And now I kind of want to see like a actual Robo-Magus, like Robot Magus.
Alright, if they can make a Chrono doll, they can do anything.
Exactly.
Actually, aren't there dolls of the other characters in, if not this, in the DS version? Sure, I've seen that somewhere.
I have not played the DS version, oddly enough.
DS version was actually really good. It was my first experience of Chrono Trigger. And I just fell in love.
I did like the cutscenes that they added.
When Chrono Trigger goes full anime. I think they added those in the PS1 version, didn't they?
They did, but you then had to deal with like 8 seconds of load time for every encounter.
True. And here we go with soon to be 3 Magus battles on your screen. We do have Magus Confronted playing. And this, everybody watching at home, is why I have push to talk on when I'm restreaming, because when I'm not talking, I'm whistling along to the music.
Ooh, massive damage coming out on Cthulhu's screen as 2 characters drop. Does he not have any revive? Okay. I saw him scrolling, but I thought maybe he didn't have any revives.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yes, I know Toriyama did the character designs, Carter, but if you've not seen those cutscenes, trust me, go find them.
They're good. But I mean, it's obvious that, oh look, Corey Toriyama redid Dragon Ball with a fantasy setting.
Yeah, but how much worse would this game have been without his influence?
Oh, absolutely.
And that's the thing. All 3 of the big ones added their personal touches to this, and you can see it in everyone.
I mean, there's a reason it was made by the, quote, Dream Team. It is definitely up there for best RPG ever.
And this is quite high on a lot of people's best game ever's lists.
Alright, looks like Cthulhu has somewhat stabilized, has gotten everyone up off the ground, while Moon Blizzard and Beanie Weenie are in the first phases of their fights. And it appears Robo's ultimate tech is Luminaire.
Grim. Oh
Mortal
no!
down to 19 HP again.
Someone needs to go give Cthulhu a hug. Meanwhile, can someone tell Moon to slow down? Because if he takes a little bit longer with this fight, Cecil will also be on the Magus fight, and then all four runners on the same fight. And that's something you don't see very often.
I'm trying to figure out how much time Cthulhu's getting in between casts of Luminaire, because obviously it's killing them.
Oh no!
Oh,
That's a wipe.
Oh no!
That
I
has
don't
to
know
be
that
a
Rob
wipe.
has enough HP now.
No. Oof.
Oh no!
Oh, well, Moon's about to meet
Excellent
Luminaire
shot
as
for
well.
Cthulhu Crisis.
But the future refused to change. I mean, why would I? I'm pretty much perfect anyway.
Where's that mute button?
No! Moon ruined the dream!
Yes. One Magus down.
We could have had it on all four screens. What a jerk.
Of course, part of the problem right now is thinking about Cthulhu Crisis's fight. You have Robo with Crisis Arm attached. If he ever goes down and you revive him, he revives at 50 HP, which means there's a 0 in the first digit. That means all of his physical attacks will do 0 damage.
And for those unaware, that's bad. I don't think it is actually 0, because I know there are some random variants in there. I think.
There is for 0, it is 0. For all
nasty.
the other numbers, there is some random variance.
That's unfortunate. I don't think even I'm mean enough to roll back Moon's stream just to make the dream happen, Giselle.
Alright, we see Moon in the Zeal shop, which is actually 2 shops. Looking to see if there... I didn't see the first shop, if there was anything good, but he was selling some gear. The second shop is guaranteed to have an amulet. It has Prism Wonder Shot!
Oh, that is a shop.
Sell all the gear!
Fire sale!
There's amulets, there's prism specs, there's wonder shot, all in the same shop. Where can you come up with nearly 250,000 gold?
Hey, Corinth, can you roll my next seed for the tournament? Asking for a friend.
Careful what you wish for. The last seed I rolled before this one forced them to go to Mount Low, not for go mode, but just to get progression to go eventually through Black Omen.
Yeah, I had one of those seeds the other day as well. It likely wasn't 5 unused speed tabs. I mean, it might have been, but you may have just seen the fact that the speed tab has a price of 5.
Moon, scroll down.
So the tab sell price is only 5.
And he's looking to pull gear off of characters to sell.
I mean, there are prism specs in them there hills.
Yes, there's prism specs in that there store.
Like, I'd be considering Mount Woe for money right now.
No, just go into Ocean Palace and find the grinding spot. Grind that fight. It's like 5,000 gold a fight, I think.
Yeah, but then you have to go back out of the palace.
That's true, you do.
Look at him, he's spoiled for choice, the poor fella.
I don't know what to buy, it's all so good.
Oh no.
I bought the amulet. I mean, the amulet is nice. Amulet is status protection. While we're all staring at the shop, I'm looking over at the other fights. Maul has collapsed on Beanie Weenie's screen. And Robo is entering his Luminaire phase there. The other two fights seem to be progressing decently, it looks like.
So, Eternal Look asking if Wondershot is actually good in a race. I quite like the Wondershot up to a point.
If you get lucky, it is amazing. And I'm not convinced that it's not skewed slightly to the positive side. Choco saying, with Prism Specs, Isla can one-shot left pod on the Lavos core. I have never gotten her that high in damage. Because that's 1,000 damage a swing.
See, what is very fun is putting a Wondershot on Luca, boosting her speed high enough to be faster than anyone else, then putting a Berserker on Luca and just sitting back. Basically like, my run is in your hands, Fate. Show me what you've got.
That sounds like an awesome that sounds like an awesome community run. We need the Plandemizer so we can guarantee that we get a Wondershot.
I mean, I had a practice seed I was doing for the tournament this week where I ended up with 3 Berserkers. And something daft like a Wondershot, a Valkyrie, and I think it was probably a Kali Blade. And I had the OG team, and I just put on the Berserkers and laugh.
Yeah, we do see Beanie Weenie has completed his Magus fight. He'll be going to Zeal and finding the shop of all shops.
The literal Cave of Wonders up there.
As we see Moon Blizzard fighting the first of the Golems, taking advantage of the way the alternating attacks work, making sure that the correct damage type is being applied by the Golem so that you can have all of the reflective vest to absorb all the damage.
I'm going to put this on the line right now. The Golems are jerks.
Don't ever screw up and have your last attack be a physical attack.
Oh no, I've come in here with an all-physical party. It was rough. It was pretty nasty.
The physical attacks by the Golem either cut your HP in half, which can't kill you, but is still kind of annoying, or is like some sort of physical fireball thing that deals 1,000 plus damage.
Which chances are you're not going to survive.
Seeing as how the maximum HP in the game is 999.
Cecil also threw the Robus fight, which is what I am now calling him. It is canon. Robus is down. Just Cthulhu left to overcome the Pretender.
We gotta remember, Cthulhu does have to go back and get the ruby knife, unless we missed him climbing the mountain.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't have it.
I am too, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know Cthulhu uses the auto tracker, and I've just checked on his own stream, and it is not marked.
That's rough.
And this is what we were saying at the start. It doesn't matter how lightning speed Moonbliss is going through this. If Cthulhu can't get to the finish quickly enough.
Right, but I mean, the faster he goes, the longer Cthulhu can take to finish, and it still average out well. So,
True.
Moon may be feeling the pressure, knowing that Cthulhu wiped to Magus, and is having to repeat that fight, and presumably knowing that the Ruby Knife still has to go be obtained, that he's got to finish quick. He may not grind as much, which would put him in a riskier spot for the Lavos fight.
Flea vest from one of the Ocean Palace chests? That's not really what you want to see. Unless, you're 10,000 gold short of a prism specs, in which case it's very much what you want to see.
We see Cthulhu has entered the second stage of the Robus fight. So trying to get everyone healed up with Robo Heal Beams, which are doing less healing than a Lapis currently.
By the way, those in chat, don't forget if you're here for the first time and you're, new to this whole Chrono Trigger randomizer concept, ask any question you've got in chat and we'll try and answer as many as we can. And if we can't, you can come onto our Discord and ask them there, where the intelligent people are.
To be fair, most of the intelligent people are here in chat too, so if we can't answer it, they will. And make us look stupid.
It's not hard to make me look stupid.
I'm in the same boat. We see Cecil has gone back and found Robo now that he found a Crisis Arm.
And Robust down for Cthulhu. Everybody has their access to antiquity. Or 12,000 BC as it is less fumble-mouthedly known. And Beanie is about to come face to face with the Shop of Shop.
And he's like, oh, all of this stuff. And I just realized we got so distracted by the Prism Specs and the Wonder Shot and the Amulet. There's a Collie Blade there for Chrono, too. I mean, how much do you really need? Oh yeah, that the other shop is terrible in comparison.
I can say one thing for sure. That new is making bank tonight.
Yes.
Like, he's getting early retirement after tonight's sales.
That or the Queen's gonna find out he sold all of the secret goods out of the vault and he gets chucked into the Mammon machine.
No. Maybe that's the new that ends up in the forest where you find frogs.
Could be.
And maybe that's why the frogs in that forest have such good items.
That's it. We have found out the answer. This new from this seed has populated all of the timelines with good items because he got fired.
We've solved it, everybody.
We've solved the mystery of new. Life ends and begins with new.
And the new would have gotten away with it too.
Alright, Beanie is heading back down, I guess going to the other store? Why would you go to the other store? There's absolutely nothing the other store can have that would be worth it.
There's nothing in the store, but that 6 news fight does give you a speed tab and a magic tab, and 90 tech points if you're a little short. For the low cost of a decent AoE clip. Which it looks like Cecil is going for now.
Yeah, it looks like Cecil's gonna be going for that fight. I mean, you've got Luca with fire, unless she learned flare from the Magus fight, and I missed it.
Well, we're about to find out. Ah, line bomb.
Okay.
Yeah, that worked.
Everyone's being dropped down to 1 HP. That Crisis Arm is not going to do any good now.
Moon Blizzard's Luca has flair.
Yeah, the Moon Blizzard is in the grinding room. If
True.
he wants to grind it out, now he says, "Nope, I'm not grinding." Maybe.
Yeah, he is.
Well,
I think.
no, he's turned around and head back down again. So he'll do the fights. The question is he going to come back through the room again? A lot of times you'll do just the first fight because it technically gives the most tech points, the most experience, and the largest number of possible item drops. But it does take a little bit longer to reset than it does to maybe run down to the next room. So maybe his thought is, "Oh dear God, it drops Zodiac capes."
Oh, hello, Aelin and Dinotail to go with that Zodiac cape.
Yep. All right. So now Moon's going to sit here and take a whole bunch of damage, so that Dino Tail that Future thinks is a tongue will just make quick work of an elevator.
It's not that I think it's a tongue; it's that it is a tongue. See, here's the thing. Knowing that these enemies drop Zodiac capes, do you try and grind these enemies, get a bunch of Zodiac capes, go out, buy a bunch of Prism Spec?
And the Wonder Shot to go with it. Probably not.
Kozak's saying yes.
Kazakh says yes. Is Zodiac Cape sellable?
I do not know.
In-game rare items are not sellable.
Yeah, I don't actually know.
Because, like, if you get a Rainbow or a Wonder Shot, you can't sell it. The game does not have a table in there for it to be sold. And we get to see the first Dino Tail Tongue in action.
I think the happiest I've ever been playing this randomizer was when I was fighting the 4 Evil Weevils at the start of Reptite Lair. And they were dropping Silver Studs.
That's quite a bit of cash.
That's a lot of damage.
Also, Cthulhu Crisis now finally going back to Dodera Mountain. He's going to make the climb to go get his ruby knife. We have someone to go check to see if Zodiac capes are sellable. Cecil, no, don't buy stuff till you check the other store.
Okay, according to a quick flight of the Google Copter, it looks like they sell for 5,000 G each.
Huh. I kind of expected they would sell for a lot more.
I mean, it is fairly mediocre defense when you consider that the only bonus is magic defense boost.
I guess, but... Now, if they were dropping, like, gold earrings or gold studs...
So, Moon Blizzard is on the elevator fight with his dragon tongue, and you get to see this really in action now. Apart from that top left guy, he's a jerk. Beanie is dealing with his first golem, and Cecil will be right behind him.
I'm curious to see which elements they're going to choose to have be the final attack. It looks like water. Ice is single target damage that comes back, and only dealt 14 damage to a barrier to Luca.
That is very not true. I've seen a golem use water 2 against me before. I think it alternates.
Maybe so.
Doesn't matter, that golem's dead. Now, this next fight on Moon Blizzard's screen that you're about to see, 2 of each colour of Scouter. Why don't you tell the lovely folks at home exactly why this fight sucks so badly?
Yeah, if you do not have the Super Dragon Tail or Frog Squash, the best way to kill a scout is by hitting it with its element. However, if you hit it with an element other than its color, it will counterattack with its damage, or if there are all 3 on the screen, it will counterattack with Delta Force. With 6 on the screen, 2 of each color, you basically have to have all 3 elements with single target damage or some really high-powered physical damage to kill them one at a time. Dino Tail and Frog Squash are physical damage and will do enough damage at low HP to one-shot the entire group, and saves like 2 minutes on that fight alone.
I believe you can Falcon hit them 3 at a time, maybe, as well?
In vanilla, you can Falcon hit 3 at a time. In the randomizer, as it's currently programmed, Falcon hit is a full screen AoE, but it does far less damage than it did in vanilla.
Okay. It shows how much I've used it in the rando, doesn't it? Looks like Moon Blizzard taking a bit of a rough fight with the Scouters there, and losing Ayla, so taking the brave Sir Robin approach. And running away.
Well, everyone knows the Scouters are tiny, fearsome things with sharp, pointy teeth.
And yes, if you don't have Dino Tail or Frog Squash, and you don't have a Holy Hand Grenade, they're nasty.
That's one thing this RPG didn't have, was consumable attack items, like the breakable items in Final Fantasy VI, that I'm kind of surprised didn't make it into this game.
And 5, and throwable damage items in 7 and 8. It was a big thing. I would say in 4 as well, but most of those are exclusive to the Japanese version, so it doesn't count.
Alright, so Beanie Weenie opting to use Delta Force to kill his grinding zone. Does enough damage.
Hold up. Cthulhu Crisis has confused Moon. I didn't even know that was possible.
Wait, Cthulhu has done what now? I'm sorry?
Moon had chaos on him.
Oh, yes. I heard Moon, and I was looking at Moon Blizzard, like, wait, did they manage to confuse across screens or something? No. Moon is susceptible. Actually, both Massa and Moon are susceptible to all status ailments. So if you can apply Stop, Confuse, Sleep, it will apply, and they won't counterattack. So in vanilla, you typically take Luca and you use Hypno Wave to put Moon to sleep, and then Massa can no longer counterattack with X-Strike.
Learn something new every day.
Meanwhile, Moon Blizzard has currently stopped both of the Golems, so they will be doing no attacks except for their final explosive burp.
Indeed. Well, Massa and Moon go down for Cthulhu, which means he is on his way to the Ocean Palace, hopefully. And at some point, I'm going to have some maths to do.
Yeah, we're going to have to do some time averaging real quick. But looks like Beanie Weenie is choosing to go ahead and grind for some extra levels, extra experience in the Ocean Palace. Cecil's been doing some item searching. Moon is just pressing on, trying to get to the end as quick as possible. He's about to start the Lavos Shell fight. And Cthulhu is going to be riding the wind down the mountain and then running to Ocean Palace as quickly as possible.
Well, I think via the Shop of Wonders.
True. Unless he stopped at the Shop of Wonders before climbing the mountain. I didn't see.
What is he doing?
I don't know. Maybe looking for some extra gear. Oh, he's buying a black vest so he can make his way through safely.
Insult, I am really hoping there are no 24s in these times.
Yes.
It's already 2 AM here. Let's not take this too far.
Looks like an extra speed tab picked up by Moon. All the tabs getting used so that he's ready for this final fight. We're going to see, I imagine, a very quick Lavos Shell. But Lavos Shell and Lavos Stage 2 both have Obstacle, which in the randomizer will inflict a specific randomly determined ailment on your party unless you have a amulet or some sort of other status protection. It is entirely possible that your entire team will be hit with stop, and you literally cannot do anything to break out of it, and you just have to reset and start the fight over, and then figure out how you're going to prevent being stopped.
And of course, everybody getting stopped means Lavos really doesn't care about breaking your heart. How long should I let the silence last? Before making you feel
I'm
bad?
trying to figure out what it would take to have Music Night hosted by Future made into a community event.
A slightly less strict Twitch policy on DMCA takedowns, I feel.
Yeah, I guess there is that. They allow karaoke, though. So Future Karaoke Night. All Future, all the time.
But it would have to be, in the future.
Yes, in the future. By Future.
And if I save the VOD, it can also be seen in the future.
Alright, so we see Cthulhu starting his golem fight. Moon is getting hit with obstacle. How bad is the obstacle today?
Slow.
The
Oh
obstacle is
no.
slow.
Oh no.
Well, the good thing is slow will not prevent you from doing anything. It just makes it take longer.
And
he did buy
cuts
an
your
amulet,
damage.
and
Cuts
it
your
cuts
damage badly. I feel
But
like
it
it's
can be
about a
counteracted by
third.
haste.
True. I feel like it's about a third of the damage reduction from slow. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone.
I think it's about there, and that's true for any status ailment. So poison, slow, confuse, all related status elements. Lock. Lock may not affect your damage. It just keeps you from using magic. But,
I mean, with this party, lock definitely affects your damage.
well, yes, lock definitely affects your damage with this party, but being affected by a status element is no bueno.
Basically, yeah. This is your daily reminder that if you see heals in a shop, they are 10G each, buy some.
Yeah, my initial buy for every run is I want some mid-tonics, I want some revives, I want about 30 ethers, a couple of shelters, and I want at least 30 heals.
30's a bit far. I've never used more than 10 in a single run.
I was going to say, I've never used all 30, but they're 10 gold each. I will gladly spend 300 gold to never have to worry about them ever again. So it looks like both Beanie Weenie and Cecil have finished with their grinding and are proceeding down to the elevator. we will get to see the scout fight in all of its terribleness with Beanie Weenie. I imagine Cecil will have Frog Squash and will be able to bypass it. Meanwhile, Moon has managed to defeat the Lavo Shell, has made his way inside. There is a save point, so he can shelter up if he needs to.
And Cthulhu just heading into the main part of the Ocean Palace now. I know Cthulhu prefers Ocean Palace Black Omen, so this should be fairly quick from him.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting how close this ends up being, because Cecil and Beanie Weenie are almost neck and neck for their times. So they're going to finish within a couple of minutes of each other, probably.
And considering...
Moon and Cthulhu are going to have a very wide difference in their times, but it may work out in their favor.
With the team on the left, you've got to consider here that we have Beanie Weenie, who I think has been in the community for about 2 weeks. And Cecil, who has been playing this randomizer since before this randomizer existed. Because he's the reason it exists. At least in its current state. If not completely. For them to be this close together is kind of impressive.
And looking at different checks done, we see that Beanie Weenie never did, I think it was Xenon Bridge for the gate key.
Correct.
Although he had to have at some point because he got magic unlocked. And so the only way to get to the end of time is either to go to the future, which no one did, or to go to prehistory and then take the portal, which will send you back to end of time. So he must have gotten the gate key at some point. Oh, Zephyr says he went back once he went to Antiquity and used that gate for the end of time after Magus's castle. Okay.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, I mean, that means you've delayed your magic text. He's been running on 3 texts this entire time.
Fair play. That's even more impressive.
That is ridiculously impressive. See someone saying, surprised that no one uses Frog plus Ayla for a team because of the Dino Tail Frog Squash strats. Well, the problem is that they both have to be at 1 HP the entire time. And we see Moon Blizzard starting his fight, well, halfway through his fight with Lavos Stage 2, apparently got the arms down, managed to avoid the Boomerangs of Doom, which probably came from Antipode 3 and Triple Kick taking down the left arm in one turn.
Looks like Luca is in an entirely different kind of lockdown right now for Cthulhu. Unfortunate, and Frog being on the ground, maybe not what you want to see.
Particularly if they're trying to get him enough tech points to learn Frog Squash, because you don't get tech points if you're dead at the end of the fight.
No, but Luca just learned Flare, so that may be kind of moot. Depending on who has the speed in that party.
Frog Squash for the elevator, though.
True, but I thought Frog Squash was quite early.
And if so, Frog being down means that he wakes up with 1 HP, and you don't have to wait on anything on it. He has Frog Squash, obviously.
I think Frog Squash may have been Tech 1 for Frog. So for those who maybe haven't seen much of the randomizer, your techs in this, with one of the flags on, will be randomized. So each character can only use the same 8 techs as in vanilla, however the order you learn them in is completely different.
So yeah, nothing crazy like Frog learning how to throw fireballs.
I would pay good money to see that happen.
Well, I was very confused from the box art because Mara looks like she's using fire, and she's an ice caster. Someone recently informed me it's not that she's using fire; they're casting Arc Impulse, which is their triple tech on the box art. It sure looks like a string. It sure looks like it was supposed to be Lucas Tech on the front of that box art, though.
And here we go. Angry Lavos is angry for Moon Blizzard.
Yep. Getting ready for stage 3. There is a menu skip here where you can get access to your menu in between the fights, which makes
Like
the
that.
early level Lavos doable, just like this. Meanwhile, in Beanie Weenie Seed, you get to watch the scout fight in all of its terrible glory as Chrono, Luca, and Mara will single target each scout down in order. And everyone's going to laugh at Chrono's pitiful magic damage.
Hey, I mean, if you need to do it, you need to do it. We've all been there. We have all done that at least once. Oh, shocking developments on Cthulhu's screen. Because Robo just learned shock. I'll see myself out.
Alright, it looks like Beanie Weenie has made through half the scouts. Moon Blizzard is taking his time trying to make sure he is absolutely prepared for this fight because losing to stage 3 Lavos, the Lavos score is very time consuming. That's like 15 minutes you lose and have to fight through again. What I expect to see is Antipode 3 and barriers because 2 Antipode 3s should take out the center bit.
Meanwhile, Cecil is having angry with his Golem sisters. Weenie won't be too far away.
And Cthulhu is still in the middle of his grind as well, and has swapped to Marl Frog Robo. Surely that's not going to be his final team.
I would really hope not.
Alright, the center bit has gone down from Moon Blizzard. Unfortunately, that's not the target you want dead. The target you need dead is that right bit, but it is protected until you kill either the left bit or the center bit. Left bit is protected from all elemental damage. The center bit is not, but it has about twice as much HP. Taking out either one of them will cause the right bit to lower its defense, and depending on which one you take out will affect what type of attacks you get back.
Shoutouts to once again the kind of appropriate music playing right now. As those watching the show are being treated to World Revolution.
But anyway, so we see that he did make it through the scout fight and is actually choosing to take a couple of extra scout fights as he goes to flip the switches to get access to the Golem Twin fight. Maybe to pick up a couple of barriers.
Maybe he doesn't know he can run from them.
Could be. On Moon's screen, we see that the center bit has revived. If it manages to do another time warp, we might see a massive attack come out from it. Then again, Antipode 3 is coming out and may make short work of that center bit again. As Cecil finishes his Golem fight, Beanie Weenie starts his, so they are quite literally one fight apart from each other. Meanwhile, Cthulhu is still continuing his grind in the upper floor of the Ocean Palace. We'll be seeing him make his way through the elevator hopefully shortly.
Very hopefully.
Did see Marl fall down on Moonscream. Having anyone go down and having to take the time to heal them back up can cause the Lavos core fight to spiral out of control very quickly.
And Moon now has no Lapises, no Megalixirs, and no Fultonics.
But he does have Marl who can heal for fairly significant damage. Or heal fairly significant damage, not for significant
But
damage.
at the cost of losing outgoing damage and needing to restore MP.
True.
However, I suppose when you have Luca and Ayla and Blaze Kick, you don't necessarily need Miles damage output.
Yeah, because if you use
And
Ice
down
there goes
goes the fight.
So we have Moon's time. That doesn't necessarily mean we have a winner yet.
Very true. It is average finish time for the team.
That's correct. Average finish time for the team. So right now it's looking like Cecil and Beanie Weenie are going to finish very close to one another, which would be nice for the math. We will be waiting to see how long it's going to take for Cthulhu to finish his grind and make his way through the fight as well.
Meanwhile, we're going to try and get Moon Blizzard in here for a quick post-match interview before he goes back to cheer on Cthulhu. And speak of the devil, hey Moon, GG's.
GG, Moon.
Wow, thank you. Wow. What a scene. Well, I don't think I can watch, can I? I mean, I don't know what's going on, so I just know that I finished. But we can talk about the seed, can we?
Yeah,
the other runners can't hear us. You can say what you want, mate.
Wow, okay, nice, let's go. Wow.
So what did you think of the shop?
Wow. I mean, I had to
which
buy
one?
it.
Just the shop.
I knew I saw it and I was like, oh my god, I have to make a decision. But I wanted my amulet because, I mean, how can we not get the amulet to Battle Lavos Phase 1? So I was like, okay, I can't buy 3 because I want that Prism Spec at all costs. And I was like, okay, I can buy 2. I sold everything I had. I got a few extra items from, I don't know, some grinding and some loot I did, and I had some money. And I was like, oh my god, I'm 20k short. I need to buy it. I need to buy that Prism Spec. And I was like, okay, I'm selling my Lapises because, I mean, firepower, let's go.
Selling the
And I sold 5
Lapises to be able to
Lapises.
do damage.
Hey, if it works.
Because I knew I would still be going to get some items. So I had a few chests in Ocean Palace to get. I was like, okay, I should get at least a single full tonic, at least one. And I really don't use Lapises so much in Lavos Phase 3 because if you get that AoE attack, then the fight is not going well. I mean, usually with this team, I mean, with the girls, you have to get the center beat down as soon as you can because, I mean, his AoE attacks are really, really powerful, and if you get one of those, someone will get dead. So someone will die. And then I thought, okay, I can sell my Lapises, but it's risky, but let's go.
Just to jump in real quick, Cthulhu has finally finished his grind and is on the elevator.
Yeah, so he's making his way Cecil's just finished the lava shell, and Beanie Weenie is in the midst of the lava shell fight. So,
Oh,
Team
no,
A
he
almost
isn't.
neck and neck with each other.
Oh, no, he
I'd
isn't.
like to.
Oh no, Beanie Weenie
What?
just party wiped,
Oh,
but has
That's
chosen
sad.
to reset instead of watching the cutscene.
I'd like to comment about the routing and the overall division, that the share of the share of checks that we did. I think it worked out pretty well. I mean, I could see beforehand the key item that was going on, that was going to show up, and that helped like a lot to manage my routing. I did go to Reptite Lair without knowing that that was not going to be the best way to go, but then I said, oh well, I'm getting some experience here. Let's go, it's another check. And when I saw that we had go mode, I thought for myself, and I talked to Cthulhu about this. Should I go to future? To the future? Should I go to the future? Should I go there and get some items and open up some sealed doors and get some loot? And maybe should I try to find for another for the Dreamstone? And then about 5 minutes and I thought, oh no, we have a go mode. Why should we search for another one? Let's go. So that was it, Magus Castle. I don't know how it played for them. I'm really curious to know that, but I'll have to wait, I guess.
Yeah, just about everyone ended up going mostly the same checks. You're the only person to find Pendant.
Okay.
I was curious to see if you would make that run to the future to look for Dreamstone to skip Magus's castle, but
I mean, I had thought about doing that, but then again, doing the whole sequence, the cutscenes, and I mean, without the certainty of getting of getting the Dreamstone, maybe Dreamstone could be at Mount Woe, and I mean, it would be a huge waste of time. I would really like the items though, but I mean, we had to go fast, so we tried to rush it.
Okay, so
I mean, it did. I think. Oh, sorry, Future. Go on.
one thing that prompted quite a lot of discussion among us during the run, your switch to Ayla and your decision to go up the Dactyl Nest. What prompted that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I knew with Ayla we have Blaze Kick, so Blaze Kick is really good, and there's a lot of damage, and I could use Mar to do her support job and doing haste and everything while I had a powerful Blaze Kick to use. So I knew that I wouldn't have AoE heal, but I could haste everyone and make sure everyone could heal themselves. But yeah, and Luca and Ayla could use Blaze Kicks. And another thing to include Ayla in the party is that for Lavos Phase 3, I don't have to rely on anti-poach trees and using the full tonic and shields, getting the counters, using full tonics and all, because I could do Blaze Kicks. And the only moment that I thought, oh no, we have to go back to anti-poach tree was like when the center bit was alive. So center bit alive, I mean, with Prism Specs, even without Prism Specs, you can kill him with 2 anti-poach trees. So with Prism Specs, I do remember I used a Cube Toss once in the battle. I was not sure if that was going to kill him, but I think it did. Oh, and then I could go back to the Blaze Kick strategy. So I really like that team. They are really good. They are really good. Ayla, she's very fast, has a triple kick with very fast attacks. We usually get a silver stud or something like that. So that was my reasoning behind it.
How upset would you have been if you'd found Magus at the top of the Dactyl Nest?
That's an interesting question. I think I would have spared 50,000 gold, and I could buy an extra Prism Specs. So that would be good, because I could sell his armor for 8k.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That-
that would be like
that's the
65,000
thinking.
gold more. Huh?
Now, right now, just in the race going on, Beanie Weenie lost to Lavo Shell a second time and has gone through the cutscene, so now can either or can now crash the Epic through the Lavo Shell to bypass the Lavo Shell. Cthulhu is struggling mightily with the elevator. His team of Marhol, Frog, and Robo not able to put out that much damage. Robo with the Crisis Arm just not getting the good number rolls. Frog getting targeted down so he can't use Frog Squash. And Marl being Marl.
Yeah, Cthulhu's getting kind of bullied here, not gonna lie. Meanwhile, after an evil emanation, Lavos using another Shadow Doom Blaze, Cecil holds on.
I think I'll go back to the set with Cthulhu to support him.
All right.
Well, thank you very
Okay,
much for
so
coming in tonight, and GG's again.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks again. Later.
Bye. So then there were 3.
Yes, and we saw Robo with the Uzi Punch losing his damage because of a bad timed attack, but Lavos Phase 2 does drop for Cecil. And we now have Beanie Weenie at the end of time has healed, has saved, and will be able to bypass the lava shell by crashing into it.
If he chooses
Very cool
to.
cutscene. Or he could go back and fight it.
Please don't
again.
take the bucket. You're better than this. Don't take the bucket. No, don't take the bucket. There we go.
Yeah, and you can't take the bucket unless you've beaten the shell.
Oh, right. Wait, really?
Yeah, the bucket only appears once you've gotten through the shell. And if you take the epic through, you cannot use the portal to leave, so you are stuck there.
Huh. I thought you could use the bucket as soon as you lost to Lava Shell, because that's...
No, you can use the bucket once you use the portal inside of Lavo Shell to leave and go shop for items or something.
Anyway, you are quite correct there, Eternal Lurker. You do not need to resurrect Chrono in the randomizer. It's entirely possible to go through the randomizer without finding Chrono, so that would be kind of tricky anyway. However, if you do get the items for it, being the pendant to access the future, plus the Chrono trigger and Chrono's clone, you can go through the Black Omen still. You go up Death Peak, you do what you would normally do to revive Chrono, go through the Black Omen, and if the Z flag is on, you can fight Zeal 2 as your final boss instead.
Yes, that is a rando only thing. You can use the bucket after beating the shell is a rando only. Cthulhu having issues with the scouts, and Eternal Lurker asking a very valid question: is he out of revives? Which is a very scary question.
Nope, I definitely just saw some in his inventory. Also, he should never really be out of revives. He has, Mal.
Well, he has the team whose triple tech is called Lifeline. Meanwhile, on Cecil's screen, we see him doing left bit strategies. He's taken down the left bit, so the defense will drop, but that means the center bit's alive and can do damage throughout time, essentially. We'll see if any time warps show up. Each time period has a specific attack associated with it, and they're all pretty terrible.
Yeah, I know. Beanie just took the bucket. I saw it. Don't worry. Feel vindicated.
I didn't think the bucket... It looked like the bucket wasn't working for him, so I wonder what changed to get the bucket.
No, I'm almost certain you can take the bucket after losing to Lava Shell.
Also, by not crashing into it, he still has to fight the lava shell.
True, but he does get the save point after the Lava Shell. So, it's a bit of a toss-up there, I guess.
On Cecil's screen, we see He's gone to the past.
That
Oh,
looks
no,
like
just
the
like the
aftermath
past.
of a grandstone right there.
Yeah, that is what that is. Frog at 8 HP. Now, Lavos in Age of Antiquity. The attack here, if he gets it off, is Invading Lights, which deals massive magic damage and a slow to all members of the team.
That's bad.
That is very bad.
And Cthulhu, what? Did Cthulhu just get a soft lock?
I hope not, because he hasn't saved since he's grinded.
I saw a big screen of lava, and now nothing.
No, do not erase the save. That would be terrible. Unless you're making another save. If he can save onto a different file, he doesn't necessarily lock up his game if it's fully locked. Looks like Cthulhu may have soft locked after the grind and the elevator.
Meanwhile, Beanie taking another wipe to Lava Shell, and it's oof. Oh, that's okay. So he did save after the grind, but before the elevator.
Yes, after the grind. So he just has to do the elevator again.
That's an interesting one. I've never seen that happen before.
I don't know what caused him to soft lock. That could have been a lot worse. If you don't get that save.
Cecil takes a loss to Lavos. Cool. And Beanie Weenie going back for the shell again. I mean, points for persistence.
At some point, discretion's the better part of valor. Get rid of your jets of time and slam that thing into its shell and poke through.
You say he has Frog Squash, he's good, Procky. You saw how that worked out for him last time.
Yeah, now this still has the potential to be a very close race because where Cecil had his wipe, Beanie Weenie has had his wipes. The time between their ending and Moon's is just increasing, which gives Cthulhu more time to finish his run after the soft lock.
What's important in this position is to not sacrifice your teammate for your own run. So I imagine that Cecil is providing a lot of advice right now to Beanie. Possibly at the cost of his own concentration, which you really hope isn't the case, but...
Now we do see that Cecil has made it through the Boomerangs of Doom. And the first arm goes down, so he's going to have a chance to heal up before the worst of Lavos' attacks come through. Cthulhu seeming to have a much easier time on the elevator this time. I don't know if just Frog not getting hit by one attack so he wasn't completely knocked out. Must have happened a couple of times last time. But this time the elevator goes much smoother.
You keep talking about these boomerangs. I much prefer lemon meringues.
I mean, lemon meringue pie is not bad, but I don't want lemon meringue pies to kill me.
Hey, if you eat enough of them.
No, that's very true.
What are you doing with your mouse there, Cthulhu?
Maybe setting up a visual guide for the skips?
Maybe it's related to the soft lock?
Could be. I'm watching the Uzi punches on Cecil's screen. He managed to get a 9 in the first digit spot, doing 2,000 damage in Uzi punch, but then almost dying. Gets dropped down to 15 HP.
But almost dead is better than dead.
Yeah, so you're only mostly dead.
And suddenly you've got the Black Knight scenario from Monty Python. I can still bite you.
Alright, we call it a draw.
Beanie seems to be going quite nicely through the fight this time. Seems to be having a lot more.
Yeah,
What
Beanie
the?
seems to
That
be
was a
getting
lot of damage.
2,000 damage. Where did that come from? Oh, he must have the either Shiva Edge, Kali Edge, whichever one does 4x damage crits.
That's tasty.
Wonder if he's also got the prison specs on.
That's very tasty. Oh, and another crit. Chrono, please.
Ooh, that's so nice.
Be still my beating heart, my man.
I mean, I still prefer the rainbow, and it's near guaranteed crit rate, but that's not a bad second option.
Alright, Cthulhu onto the twin golems.
And Cecil is getting ready for Lavos score again. I'm hoping we saw Cthulhu save. I wasn't looking at his screen.
I imagine after what just happened, he'll be saving at every save point he has the opportunity to see for the rest of the run.
Oh, that's rather unfortunate. Robo having to Uzi punch with 3 in his first digit. That's going to be fairly minimal damage. The way the Crisis Arm works, whatever that first damage is, it's kind of a multiplier. I don't know if it's a straight multiplier or part of some sort of scale, but having a 9 does a lot of damage. Having an 8, still a lot of damage. Having a 3, not much damage. Having a 0, 0 damage. Oh, and the spell status effect, double stop and a confuse. Cecil is at the mercy of whatever Lavos Core wants to do.
Oh, hold. Stop the presses. Beanie is through the lava shell. Progress incoming. Save, save, save. Go to the save point now and save. Beanie, please.
Robo at 51 HP with Frog and Luca both stopped.
Beanie, what are you doing?
Maybe having a discussion about the Lavos fight before it starts.
The discussion
and
involves...
Cecil is going to have to reset.
The discussion goes, step 1, save. Well, we've seen it before in our weekly races on this channel, and other Random Mania channels, of course. If Lavos wants to slow your run down, Lavos is going to slow your run down. Let's not forget the famous battle, well, infamous battle now, between Procky and Taco a few weeks ago.
4 different runs, both of them having to fight Lavos Core, I think 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm. That was a spicy meatball.
All this does, though, is give Cthulhu more and more time to catch up and get into Lavos and get that average time closer.
Yeah, exactly. Eternal Lurk is quite right there. Lavos is one of those RPG bosses whose kit is vastly more powerful than its AI usually suggests. For example, if Lavos Cut wants to get slappy, that's it. You know, you're done. Procky is correct there. Slapper.
Alright, so we have Dueling Lavos is on Team A, and barely surviving the burp is Cthulhu finishing up the double golems, which means he's going to start his Lavos shell fight.
And most importantly,
and picks up Anapode 3 at the last possible point.
Most importantly, on the left side of the screen, we have 5 different characters fighting the Lavos fight.
In this run, we've had 6 different characters fight Lavos. There are only 7 characters in the game, and one of them was never found.
No, Procky Moon is likely sat in a voice chat right now with Cthulhu, feeding him advice and stuff. And
Although
also
Moon is
sat here.
So
Hi,
I don't know if...
F's in chat for the new getting thrown off the bridge.
That's the news that brought all the items to us.
Never mind. We praise that new. We love that new.
Praise new.
Yes and no, Procky. I mean, there's... At this point, there is very limited amounts of stream sniping that can happen. Yeah, exactly. There's no real information to be gained here other than where your opponents are. And since the answer to that is the final battle, you're not going to learn much from that.
Yeah, now I think in the future, if we do another one of these, I would say don't join the stream, just stay in the voice chat, but it's not going to matter in this run.
I still think next co-op run is all bosses.
That would be very interesting and a very interesting way to do that.
Have to play rock, paper, scissors to figure out who has to do Ozzy's fort.
Yeah, or maybe instead of all bosses, you do all items. So all key items have to be found. Do a 100% seed.
Yeah, but is it really 100% if you don't do Ozzy's fort?
I guess that's true. We do have Cthulhu fighting Lava Shell with 3,100 damage on Anapode 3. We have Cecil and Beanie Weenie all taking on Lavos 2. Both have the arms down. And Cecil in a bit of a dangerous spot. Everyone's very low HP.
And don't forget, just because the arms are down does not mean that Inner Lavos is armless. I'm trying really hard not to laugh because the best song in the game is playing on the stream right now. I think Corinth just resigned in protest, everybody.
No, I'm trying to think of what you think the best song is that would be laughable because I have the stream muted.
It's Gato's theme, of course. Gato's song.
Okay.
Flame Battle really makes me laugh when you're fighting, you know, this big monstrosity of an alien monster, and then it uses Flame Battle for like 30 damage. What's the point,
I've never
buddy?
understood why Flame Battle does so little damage.
There's a point where he's not even trying anymore.
Says maybe it's part of the exhaust system. You're just getting
Procky, are you implying that Flame Battle is Lavos farting on you? Oh, and a Lavos down for Cecil.
Cecil has Lavos 2 down.
So does Beanie.
And Lavos 2 down for Beanie.
Well, here we go. Take 3 for Cecil?
Yep, take 3 for Cecil. Cthulhu just barely holding on against the Lavos shells, getting hit with another obstacle. Everyone's going to be slowed again. But another Anapode 3 coming out. Maybe this will be the one that takes it down.
At least it's just slow, and, you know, Lava Shell isn't telling Cthulhu to stop and smell the flowers.
Yeah.
You know, when you sent me the spoiler log for this seed earlier, I was thinking I was going to get a nice early night.
Yeah, you're kind of regretting not using your seed now, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
3 items in and done.
Plus, there would be a lot less pain in the final battle because my seed had them going to the Black Omen. Yeah, Choco makes a fair point there. If you're going to get slowed, Cthulhu's team is the worst possible party to get slowed.
Yeah, because they are already slow to begin with.
Yeah.
It's kind of like saying twice nothing is still nothing. That's how much speed they have. But
Oh, no.
falls.
Oh, no. Grand Stone for Cess. Everybody coming through it, though.
Yeah, I did see a shield go on to Luca, which is the only reason she survived with 37 health.
You say that, Eternal Lurker, but as we've seen, if Lavos wants you to lose half an hour, sometimes there's nothing you can do about it.
Taking a look at the items here, it's got 11 ether or hyper ethers or full ether, so I think he's got enough mana to get through the final fight.
Oh,
I did
that's
see how
bad.
many revives he has.
That's a bad for Beanie, that Grandstone. Oh.
Rip Beanie.
Heck.
Oh,
Don't watch the cutscene!
I mean, yes, that is one of the most awesome cutscenes in video games. It gave me nightmares as a kid. Don't watch it now.
We don't want to know that the future forgot to change. Refused to change.
Future forgot to wait.
Procky, it's been a long night, shut up.
Alright, so now we have Dueling Lavos on opposite teams, as Cthulhu and Beanie Weenie are both taking on Lavos.
Hopefully, Cecil is going to be reaching for that heal button real soon.
Yeah, did I just see him using fire too?
Oh no!
Oh no.
Cecil,
more
no!
stops, more chaos, more sleeps. Cecil just can't control his characters.
I just want to go and hug him right now.
The good thing is sleep and chaos are stopped or cleared by being attacked. So a time warp actually causes it to disappear. However, Lucas Stop has to be healed with a heal.
You say that. Robo is still chaos.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why. Now, he won't be after this. The question is, will he be standing? Everyone is alive at under 100 health. The Lavos 2 fights in the lower half of the screen seem to be progressing somewhat normally.
Yeah, I think Lavos 2 is to me, the easiest part of this 3-part battle.
Oh, I agree.
Once you get the arms down, it's pretty smooth sailing. Just heal after Flame Battle.
Oh no, I believe he accidentally used heal on the wrong person. Well, maybe not. It sure looks like Robo got healed, but Luca is moving again, so...
Robo being healed would have possibly taken off the slow he had from that
Could
nasty
be.
attack.
I wonder if slow overwrote stop. I didn't figure it would
Possible.
do that.
Cambo in chat picking up my bad habits of calling for a medic whenever things start going rough.
Yeah, well, it's about to go really rough because that's a grandstone coming in.
Oh
Frog
no.
is probably the only one who might survive.
Oh no.
Frog is still up. Can the frog raise the entire party? Cthulhu has defeated Lavos Stage 2, ahead of Beanie.
And the reset has been
Cecil
pressed.
deciding, I'm not going to even try to res, we're just going to reset again.
Well, it's all up to Lavos for Cthulhu now. Can close this out right now. Which would be a real damn shame after such a close race. But yeah, as we've pointed out a couple of times now, lava's gonna love us.
Yeah?
And boy is he lavasing today.
Moon being the one clear, one person able to get clear, everyone else is just slamming their head against a brick wall. And immediately, Luca taking half of her health in a single attack. Beanie Weenie has completed his Lavos too.
Again.
And Cecil has gotten the left arm down.
And the right
and
arm.
the right arm down. And Cthulhu is immediately hit by a stop and a confuse. But the confuse... Oh, never mind. I was going to say the confuse got removed.
Technically, she's not confused anymore.
No, she's just dead.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Lavos has the high ground. In this scene, Lavos does have the high ground.
Yeah, permanently stopped Lurker. Beanie? Oh, it's okay. Just a stream hiccup. We're good.
Our Evil Star is probably the safest attack because it can't kill you. Maybe Mara will be able to get life 2 off to bring Luca up. Or... No, he's still alive. Marl is still alive.
Yeah, Luca's spending a lot more time on the ground than is really ideal for Cthulhu.
Well, there goes Marl. Right after the heal beam gets input, so Marl doesn't benefit from it. Cecil is still dealing with Lavos 2. Beanie Weenie having some stream issues, but is got the Aura Whirl, keeping everyone in tip-top health condition as Lavos gets ready for possibly Dreamstone.
Not certain if it is stream issues, maybe Beanie's just pausing his game for RNG manipulation. We don't know.
Well, if he did, it didn't help because there's the Grand Stone, and
Yeah.
Chrono's dead. Chrono is the only one who is dead.
Cranstone hitting so hard it's causing stream stutters. Oh
Now
no.
Marl is on the ground.
Cthulhu's staring
Or
down the barrel of
here.
a stone as well.
He is desperately trying to get damage out on the center bit. If the center bit goes down, it will not do whatever time zone attack it has. And that was just not enough. Robo will survive.
The thing is, if the center bit had gone down, then Luca would be dead anyway from the counterattack.
Yes. I am still kind of shocked to see Robo Marl. Sorry. I was still thinking it was Robo Marl Frog that he had, but that was just the elevator. It's Robo Marl Luca. That's a bit more understandable.
See, I understand trying to get Marl up rather than Luca Eternal, because Marl can haste.
Marl can cast Life too.
That too. And Cure too
But
if needed.
that's a wipe for Cthulhu. We are up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wipes on various stages of Lavos, and we have 3 runners to go.
No disrespect intended to our runners, but I'm going to go and fetch my sleeping bag.
if you need to go because it's late, I think I can finish up. Except I can't.
Good luck with that, genius!
Yes, I cannot stop your stream. I can do everything but stop your stream.
Sentiment appreciated.
I tried really hard.
Yeah.
Give me 30 minutes to set up my own stream, and we can finish this on a different channel. So we still have Cecil dealing, just finishing up with Lavos 2. He's going to go back into his Lavos 3 fight. Looks like Lavos 3 is about to possibly do another Grand Stone on Beanie Weenie, and Cthulhu is picking back up with Lavos 2. I mean, I already know how Future wins all of his races.
Really? I don't.
I guess that's true. All right. Beanie Weenie trying to get another antipode out. 2 antipodes typically is enough to do. Center bit down. Someone's going to get counterattacked. It is Marl, but she has enough health to survive. So everyone's up. Beanie has a chance to take care of Lavos 3. I was about to say, Cambo, you can't be cheering for Lavos. We don't need to have more kills, but you're cheering for him to let up on people.
And as somebody who knows Cambo quite well, no, he's not. Cambo loves chaos.
He does say no more reps.
Yeah, Lavos has died once tonight. He doesn't want it to happen again.
Okay, so Beanie Weenie taking this opportunity while the center bit is down to go ahead and get everyone hasted, which will help when the center bit inevitably revives, get it down again. Meanwhile, Cecil dealing with the Evil Star, everyone's health getting cut in half. For everyone not named Frog, it doesn't matter. Now it matters. Everyone's almost under 100 HP again. On Cecil Screen's Jump to the Future is going to have the Dreamless Magic Attack come out, which is going to be very painful. Robo will not survive. Frog and Luca might. Luca does have a barrier from her prison dress. All right, everyone surviving the Dreamless for Cecil, so is going to have a chance to heal up. The next attack is going to be the Invading Light Slow. For Beanie Weenie, Antipode 3 coming out, trying to get the kill in. If the center bit drops, there will be a counterattack. I've got to assume that's going to be aimed for Marl again. If you use a double tech on Lavos, whoever it is who selected the attack is the one who will get countered by the extract.
You know, I want to have words with whoever told Lavos that slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah? Cthulhu, finishing up, is ready to go back into Lavos 3, hopefully making it through this time. Eternal saying, Lavos has been absorbing the DNA of all the creatures on Earth for a very long time. Clearly, he has some tortoise.
I mean, absorbing all of that DNA, that's a bit shellfish.
Oh. Cecil has Luca on the ground. I can't tell if he's going for...
Holy
if
crap!
He's just going to try to get the shot.
Beanie Weenie's finished, everybody!
Beanie Weenie's done! Holy crap! We'll get his time in. $2:52.50 is Beanie Weenie's finish time. He has beaten the experienced partner.
Wow.
I am kind of shocked. That was not what was expected to happen here. Need to see if maybe Beanie wants to come in for a chat while we watch Lavos 3 continue to drop. Hopefully, drop. I have lost my chat channel.
Well, that's not good.
There we are. It's because I clicked on another message and then lost stuff. I am seeing the Antipodes come out for Cthulhu. trying to get the center bit down. Cecil desperately trying to get the right bit down, but he ended up with an Uzi punch for 0 damage because of Crisis Arm.
So, everybody, welcome for I believe the first time to the Randomania chat. Beanie Weenie,
Hello.
you did it!
I did it.
They said it
Yes.
couldn't be done. They said it couldn't happen.
But who are they? You know what I mean?
Hey.
Everyone else in chat.
Yeah. So honestly, I felt really good about that seed for a large part of it. I was really happy that the seed was split and that we both found progression in both of our legs of the seed. Because in our practice run, all the progression was in his end and it wasn't very fun. I felt like I was just chasing him the whole time. This didn't feel like that at all. The problem was I didn't find any dang gear until pretty late, and I made the poor choice of not swapping Frog into the party, so I didn't have a dedicated healer, so I had to depend on crap like Aura Whirl to try to keep everyone alive. So I think that's where that one fell off at.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's been very interesting. Everyone's had a different party. Not a single one of you four has the same party going into the final fight.
Well, I know that Ansky went to go get. I know that Cecil went to go get.
Robo.
Robo? Yeah, he went to go get Robo, and
Moon Blizzard
I
went
said,
to
you know,
get
I'm
Ayla.
feeling good about Chrono, man, and I said I'm gonna bet he's got something decent in the new shop, and he did. So I picked up the Prism specs and the blade.
That new shop.
That new shop, dude, and then
We saw
and then
those
Ansky
specs
told
and
me
that
that
blade
the,
doing work, by the way.
Oh yeah, and you saw me go back for the Shiva Edge too because Cecil let me know it was back there, and so I turned around and went and grabbed it.
Hmm.
I probably should have swapped out. I probably Marl and took Frog in and leveled him when I grinded a little bit at that in the Ocean Palace. But I said no, I'm gonna stick with it. I like Delta Force damage, and it was the wrong move. It cost me the race, I think. How close was it when we were going through the Ocean Palace? Were they already ahead of us at that point?
Oh, it's been a very close race all the way up until Moon finished.
Cthulhu is still running. Moon finished about
Yeah, I
40
just
minutes
pulled the
ahead of the
stream
two of
up.
you.
Okay. Yeah, I saw when Moon finished.
And Ansky has just finished. Cecil just finished up his Lavos 3.
Nice. GG. We did it. So how will the scoring work? Are we so this averages our times, is that right?
That's right. So it's going to be the average of your 2 times, which is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 hours and 54 minutes. And the average of Moon and Cthulhu's time, which I will have to go get a calculator to figure out.
I am doing it now. Your average finish time is 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 12 seconds.
Nice.
So Cecil has declined an interview. I'm not going to say what his reason is, but he has declined an interview.
Is regretting betting on Crisis Arm.
Yeah, he told me he was betting on Crisis Arm, and I said okay. I said that's a play. I didn't want to do it, but I should have took Frog. That's what I should have done.
I'm disappointed that no one who had Luca went and bought a Wonder Shot. Wonder Shot is best shot.
Yeah, but she wasn't attacking. I mean, she's casting Flare. She doesn't need the Wonder Shot. But or I could have Sun Specs for my 4x crit monster. I think that was probably the better choice.
And we did see Cthulhu trying to get the bit down. The center bit is down, so he's in
Come on, Cthulhu.
You don't want to be rooting for him. You're trying to beat him.
Oh, I mean, boo. Boo. Fail.
That's better.
Yeah. I'm a heel now.
So you enjoyed the co-op aspect because the seeds did split apart. no one did any searching for future access. Was that a consideration between you and Cecil at all? Trying to look for future to get easier access to Antiquity instead of going through Magus Castle?
You know, I hate future access. My favorite future access is Reptites, the past. That's Tyranno Lair. That's my favorite access. I like
Okay.
going to the future because it gives me quick access to a character check and a bunch of good gear likely good gear checks because of the sealed doors. But when I found Go Mode so quickly, I was like, well, I guess we got to take it, right? So I didn't consider it really. However, I did take a bunch of extra fights to try to compensate. Like I did most of the first part of Denadoro Mountains, because I skipped Cathedral, I was betting that I could maybe find some decent mid-tier gear. Oh, good job. Cthulhu made it, didn't he?
Just see Cthulhu finished off the Lavos 3. We're waiting for him to hit the dot done so we get his time. His time is roughly 3 hours.
But yeah, I took some gambles like that. Because I felt kind of bad going into Denadoro without doing any of Cathedral. I felt like I slowed down a lot there, and there was a lot of gear and level gating that we had to deal with.
Right.
Okay, Beanie, I'm going to have to ask if you have any closing comments, because we are getting quite late, and we want to quickly get Cthulhu in for a couple of words from him as well.
Peace. I love you guys. Thank you, Randomania. Everyone have a good evening.
Thank you very much for coming in, and GG.
Meeting. So with that time, the average time between Moon and Cthulhu is going to be just over 2.5 hours. It should be about 2 hours, 33 minutes, thereabouts.
Yeah, I'm not doing the math. It's clear. Cthulhu,
Yeah.
GG.
Nice.
Try not to unplug your controller in the Ocean Palace next time, mate.
That was not. No, the button itself broke. The
What?
A button broke in. It was holding down the A button.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just was auto attacking with no way to do anything else.
Oof.
Yeah, unfortunate.
That's a big oof.
Not as big of an oof as going all the way to Zeal without the ruby knife.
Had you
Yeah,
just
we
not
were wondering
noticed
if
you
that was
didn't have it?
intentional or not.
I knew we had found it as a team, and I just forgot to go pick it up. Yeah. So wasn't much I could do at that point, except just do the walk of shame.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so that was a heck of a seed. What did you think of the glorious shop in Zeal?
Man, they really need to lower their prices, is what I would say.
Really? You're complaining about that shop?
Couldn't afford
No,
anything.
I'm complaining that I didn't have any money to spend there. That was a pretty great shop, though. Man, I have so many questions. I can't wait to watch the VOD and find out when things happened. Because I felt like we got the Prism Shard quest. I felt like we did that super early. But I don't know when the other guys got to it, or if they got to it before us. I just felt like we did that really early.
Yeah, in the end, you all did almost all the same checks in roughly the same amount of time. At one point, nearly all 4 of you were fighting Magus at the same time.
Yeah, if Moon had
wow.
slowed down by about a
Two of
minute,
you.
you would have all been on that fight.
That's great.
So, I mean, it was a very close race up until Lavos decided, you know what, 3 of you are doing nothing today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I made a mistake on Lavos the first time, so that was 100% on me. I was playing it safe, and then all of a sudden I wasn't, and so he has a nasty habit of making you pay for not playing safe.
Indeed.
But,
Anyway,
well, that-
Cthulhu, any closing comments from you? Because we are slightly over our time slot, and it is very late, and some of us need to go to bed.
absolutely. No, I that was a blast. I'm glad we did that for sure.
Good. Hopefully some more co-op runs in the future. Maybe even some all bosses co-op run.
It is a whole different beast being on this side of the race.
Alright, well,
Thank you guys for having me, and
thank you for
I'm
coming.
sure I'll be on comms sometime in the near future.
Alright,
Absolutely.
catch you soon.
Have a good day, guys.
So, let's finish up by looking ahead at the week to come, shall we?
All right, looks like we have some more Chrono Trigger Jets of Time on Randomania Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you enjoyed this, want to see more of it, come back Tuesday at, do my math, 4 p.m.
Yep.
And I'm not sure what time zone that is in.
All
I
in
don't know if
Eastern
that's-
time.
All in Eastern time. So 4 p.m. Eastern is the next Jets race. Also, some Final Fantasy randomizer races coming on. We have one on Monday. We have Final Fantasy V on Thursday. So lots of good races coming up. Lots of good RPGs to come enjoy.
Yes, definitely. However, from us tonight, I think it's about time we said goodnight, don't you, Corin?
I think so. Be sure to go follow all the runners from tonight. Everyone's running some Jets. Go follow that. If you want to play Jets, come join our Discord. Link is in the chat. Come follow that. And I hope everyone enjoyed this first attempt at a co-op. We're going to get some feedback on that. If you have feedback on how the co-op was as a viewer, come to our Discord. Give that to us. Let us know how it turned out.
Alright, everybody. Thank you very much for watching and coming and enjoying this experience with us tonight. And we'll see you, hopefully, all of you, over on Randomania 1 on Tuesday for the big tournament race. We'll catch you then. Bye for now.
Have a good one, guys.